everybody.
Hello.
And hey, Wicked. I am just so excited to finally be back on YouTube talking about Housewives. It feels like it's been like a year and a day since it ended. I'm so excited to have my new panelists here, my two golden buzzer winners from our Housewives trivia contest. And I'm missing a couple of people. So if you're in the chat, send me a DM. I'll give you the link. I can't get a hold of two more people, but we're good for now. So let's talk some old business before we start. If you would like to, this is open for everybody right now, but if you would like to become a member of my channel, please hit the join button next to the subscribe button. That will give you like access to tiers and whatnot. And if you're an Apple user, do it from Google Chrome. Don't do it from your iPhone or Safari because they're going to charge you more. So there's that. If you're not a sub already, please hit the sub button. And if you're impossible, no thanks. So with all that being said, let me say hi to everybody in the chat. There's a lot to cover. I got some tea. What a great way to kick off the season. What did you guys think, before we start of the first episode?
Thought it was good. Lots of flashbacks. So I think it's the precursor of what the season's going to be. It's going to be hot.
I know it's going to be
a ride.
Brooklyn, what about you? What'd you think?
It's going to be a ride. It's what I expected pretty much so far.
Your accent, I can't. Like every time I feel like I'm talking to I
said
can't.
One sentence. I said one.
No, I know. It's like I sound exactly like you when I'm not trying to mask my accent.
Today I said try and talk without it. Like I tried for a half hour to talk without my accent.
Cool. See, there it is. See, and listen, this accent fits in because we're all new. Well,
but they have my accent on the show. They all have my accent.
Me and you are from the same area. We talk the same. We talk the same way. See, I'll say it for you. We talk the same way, and we're good. So I'm so excited to have you both here. Let me say hi to everybody, and then we're going to start. Hello, Dion. Perfectly Imperfect. Ruth Ann. Callie Christine. Barbie. Addie. Michelle Love My Rex. Perfect. Oh, hi, Perfectly again. Who else do we have here?
Barbie, J Freak, Susie, Red Sox Sarah, 58 JoJo.
I'm just gonna let you do it.
I was just helping out.
Is that everybody? Let me see. Frank. Hey, Frank, I haven't seen you in a long time. Nice to see you again. Susie B, L Benji, Maria W. To hell and back. Oh. You know what? Now I finally got your to hell and back.
That's funny.
That is very quippy. I like that. I've seen you in my chats a bunch, but I've never said your name out loud, and now it makes sense. I love it. Teresa Cook, hello. Beverly S.
Pink Flamingo, Dish with Nish, Glinda, the Good Witch.
Pip Pip, run off before someone drops a hoss on you. Sorry. I'm in such a rare good mood right now. I'm sorry. 50 JoJo.
Sorry, keep it going.
Shell 97, Ruth Ann, Sandra Mullins, Red Sox Sarah. There's a lot of people. I love this for Housewives. Glenda. Were you guys going from the bottom up before? Pink Flamingo. Hey, girl, I haven't seen you in a bit. Dish with Mish. Bonnie P. Sylvia R. Ragosa. I said because I'm going to mangle her last name. Sylvia R. What's up, girl? No, Addie and Maria are, they're not, Maria has never watched an episode of Housewives in her life.
But she's here in support.
Yeah, of course. And I love her for it. This is my Housewives crew. It's going to be us. And then settle down. If I can find, listen, if I can find the other two people that won, because we did a whole trivia thing. I rattled off some hard questions, and
they were hard.
Wicked got my golden buzzer, and Brooklyn got Cody's. Because we were asking some hard questions I thought nobody could ever answer in a million years. So, what was your golden buzzer, Brooklyn? What did you answer?
I think it was something to do with Slade Smiley, wasn't it? And can I just
who was the
Joe De La Rosa? You got Joe, right? Was it that one?
I think so. Her last name, and also I just saw that his son passed away. I feel so bad.
Oh, well, that's.
Yeah, I thought she got who was the 100th housewife.
I did.
Oh, that was it.
See, Wicked, you are the shit.
You are. I just got a bunch of useless knowledge in this noggin.
You're the best.
Thank you so much. Oh, wait, I don't think my stuff. Hold on. Thank you, Dion. For the super chat. I don't even have my tools with me. My slide whistle, I got that. All right, where are we? Let me get my instruments. Where's my bell? There it is. Where's my little chimers?
They're right next to you.
Where?
Right there.
Chimers.
Where are they? Why don't I see them? No, the things to hit them with.
In your pumpkin box.
Here we go. I'm ready. Okay. And guys, please make sure that if you're not familiar with Dion and her Scentsy account, she has the most amazing candles, the most amazing scents. We live by them. She's great. She has great products. Please check out her Scentsy.
And she has like car fresheners that
like whatever you need, she's got it.
World.
So check out her Scentsy, please. And
they have beautiful like the oil burners.
The oil
and
burners,
the wax burners, like they're in different like forms, shapes, sizes, and everything. They are beautiful. They are amazing.
After the move.
All right, so you want to get into it?
Let's
Sure.
do this.
All right, I'm going to start the second. Everyone thought I had no shirt on.
I told you. Gave you the heads up.
Wait, hi, cat lover. Okay, both of them said it looks like you're not wearing a shirt.
Right.
I'm like, no, there's a shirt here. I don't have the confidence to wear a leather jacket with no shirt underneath it. Like I'm not there yet. So
flesh tone.
I told him dish with fish.
Everyone said it. So I change my shirt now. I don't want people to think I'm like doing this like
At
nipples
this point,
out.
they know you're good.
Okay. All right, let's start the show. It's a very light pink shirt on, and
It's nude pink.
And like I feel like I'm a little too pasty to wear it
You're good.
right now. But whatever. Here we go. Can't find my mouse. There it is. That one on.
He is. He's fabulous. And he's on the inside.
Pull that one on.
And he's on the inside.
I hate this guy.
And shout out to my husband who's yelling at me right now, my stylist, my publicist, my best friend, my hero, just the perfect person on earth.
Woohoo! Cody.
Who did my hair and polished my sunglasses and everything
Such a
else.
good stage manager.
From a stylist. Good job, Cody.
There it is. All right, The Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 13. So, where do you guys want to start?
Well,
Like
if I could just say one thing that's
Please.
a little surprising for me, I've had a little bit of a revelation.
Oh.
So I was really hating on Teresa for a while now. So much so that I was like, do I want to watch? Do I not? And now I'm really seeing things in a different light. I don't know if I hate her anymore. I'm kind of like understanding some of her issues. I think that because she's not articulate and doesn't say things the way she should, people just take it the wrong way. But yeah, I went back and watched a lot of old episodes and I kind of get her issues with her brother. Or maybe just because I'm Italian and I have similar family members and I don't know what it is, but I'm turning. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Team Melissa.
Oh, God.
sorry.
Wiki, what about you? What do you think about Teresa? Well, listen, to what you just said, I asked Cody, Teresa surprised me twice last night.
Okay, me too.
She
Me too.
surprised me when she invited Margaret to
Very
her
true.
house. You know, I'm
Yes.
like, that's very not Teresa. And like, you know, I don't like Teresa either. Just like you.
Never liked her.
And you know, I said to Chloe, I'm like, you know, even though I can't stand her, I have to give her credit there for like,
Yeah.
you know, doing that.
That was shocking.
And using the voluptuous, that was big.
You know, and the other thing that Teresa did in a good way that surprised me was we'll get to this at the end of this live. It was at the end of the episode, but when Margaret and Joe finally went to you know, Teresa's house, and Louis was like, you know, I'm used to living with 4 dogs, and Teresa's like, and now you have Margaret's like, and now you have 5 bitches, and I was like,
5 bitches. I'm like, oh my god, she did not get up and
out.
smack her.
And normal Teresa would have just probably
Correct.
flipped the table at her.
Yes.
I was impressed.
Kind of chuckled, you know, like it wasn't a big deal.
And Teresa, like, she, you know, in her confessional, she's like, oh God, come on, Margaret, but I'm trying to be good. And I have, you know, even though I don't like somebody, I will give them credit where it's due. So yes, Teresa did surprise in those 2 instances. Like, I thought Teresa, I'm like, oh, you know, and maybe, hopefully maybe Teresa sticks with it. And, you know, I didn't always dislike Teresa, but she's just been unbearable like the last 7 seasons.
So she's not articulate. She doesn't say the right words. She's crazy, right? But when I think back, and I don't want to take it all the way back to 2010, but you kind of have to, this was a show she was on. And her sister-in-law and her cousin, you know, they didn't tell her. You know, Melissa was talking to Danielle, talking to production. Andy Cohen said it. And she wanted. I don't know, John. I don't know. I didn't think it then. I think it now. I do.
I agree with Addie. I think she tries to do the fake dumb so that she can manipulate people.
I just don't think that she's Melissa. I don't feel like she's always sincere. Listen, Teresa's not her sister. She has sisters. Let's be real.
I think that Melissa and Joe are way more sincere than Teresa. Like I believe Melissa over Teresa any day of the week. I just do. You know, Melissa's been putting the work in. You know, it's since Melissa came on season 3, it was Melissa trying to prove, like, you know, I'm your sister-in-law, I'm family, I'm here for you. And Teresa was always like, who are you? What's your name? I don't care.
The way she came on that show killed it for Teresa. Teresa's an old school Italian, just like her father was. The way Melissa came on that show killed it for Teresa because it was a sneak. And I think that nothing could have gone good from there. But Melissa, I watched that season again this week, John. Melissa gave a lot of digs. She said a lot of bad things in those interviews. You know, the we pay our bills and this and that.
Yeah, but don't forget, like, you know, when like Kim D, I know when Kim D like was talking to, like, you know, Melissa's alleged old stripper boss.
Oh, that was all crap.
You know, and then Teresa's like, you know, go for it, do it. Kind of like the same way when Teresa told Danielle to pull Margaret's hair. Like, Teresa's hands aren't clean at all. And
you're right.
You know, I would say, to go further on that, like, you know, when the show first started, this show was about the Manzos.
Oh, yeah.
It was Caroline, Dina, Jacqueline. Like, that was the family that dominated this show for like the first 5 seasons.
And then the Gorgas stole it.
Well, you know, I would think that, like, you know, Teresa was outnumbered. And I would think when Melissa and Joe came up on season 3, she'd be like, yeah, now I have my own army.
Right.
Screw you, Manzos. Right. But she's
okay.
And then Kathy and Rosie came up season 3 too. So season 3, you have Melissa and Joe starting, you know, obviously Teresa's family, and Kathy and Rosie, her first cousins. So they kind of balance out the Manzos versus like the Gorgas, right? And so what did Teresa do? She wanted nothing to do with Melissa, not so much Joe, but Melissa, Kathy, and Rosie. And I would think, like, those are your first cousins and your brother, you would rely on them more to, like, you know, get your point across. And not she was
down.
She was nothing but always nasty to Kathy and Rosie. We all know that.
Oh yeah.
I personally think that Teresa is jealous of Melissa and Joe's relationship. They're very loving. They're very supportive. They're very affectionate to each other. Teresa didn't have that with her goofball ex-husband. Louis a little bit better, and I think he'll like kind of adapt to it. But I still think that she's very jealous of them.
So I've seen like in the episode how many times her dad, when he was alive, may he rest in peace, make comments to his son. You don't call me. You don't come see me. Your wife doesn't see me. Like in rewatching the episodes, Teresa had a hate on them for that. And I know the way those Italian families work. I'm part of one.
I'm first generation Italian. I know it too. Like you know, Italian, we run hot.
Oh. I think I could probably kill somebody because they get you going. You know what I mean? They hold a grudge.
We run hot and we're big grudge holders. Absolutely. Like, you know.
Oh yeah.
But like I think, you know, I felt like Teresa when like, you know, and so what you're gonna tell me, like Teresa had no idea, you know, that like they casted her sister-in-law, her brother, and 2 of her first cousins on season 3.
So
Teresa was clueless.
So the way Andy said it at that thing when I went, what's it called, BravoCon, the way he said it really let the audience know that, how do I say, I don't want to quote him, I don't know the words, but it let the audience know that Melissa was trying. She was talking to Danielle on the side, Danielle Staub. She was not getting along with Teresa so much, and she wanted on. And of course, production wants sister-in-laws who are fighting. They know Teresa's a hothead. Listen, I don't love Teresa. Let me just say that. But I just see the other side a little bit more than I ever did, you know?
No, I appreciate that. Like, you know, like, just like, you know, I saw, like, you know, I hate to give people I don't like credit, but like, I would be stupid not to, because I had to, like, you know, I had to give them credit. Like, you know, I felt like Teresa was like trying for the first time. And I think, I don't know how many seasons, like, I like, and maybe it got to Teresa, maybe like all the negative press she got from last season. Like, you know, she lost a lot of fans, and
I was one of them. Yeah.
So hopefully like we get to see like a new side of Teresa. I would love that. You know, you know, I've watched the show from day one, and I've hung out with I've been with Teresa twice. Like I know a lot of them, and you know, let's just see how it plays out.
See how it goes.
Well, there's that too. I think we're skipping ahead. All right, let's talk about the show. Okay, let's talk about the show, and let's skip. All right, let's do it. All right, so like the first few clips, we see them all like talking together, like blah blah blah. So let's go to the first scene, really, where it's Joe and Melissa talking in their house in the kitchen about her 50th birthday party.
Yes.
Now, Teresa had invited Melissa because she didn't want to leave them out. And a big thing was that, you know, Teresa, you know, did not want Melissa to be a bridesmaid in her wedding.
Well, that was it. That was it. That was the trigger.
And, you know, it's when they were invited to her 50th beach getaway, they hadn't talked since the reunion. And even Melissa showing like, oh, hey, you know, I'm okay with not being a bridesmaid. Let's just move forward. And she doesn't get a response.
But was she okay? Was her husband okay with it? No.
Her husband was not. No, definitely not.
No way. You're going to tell me she puts Louis' sisters in that wedding and not Melissa?
That's cold-blooded.
Yeah.
No, I had 14 bridesmaids. One from here. And let me tell you, his theory was most definitely, that's my wife. I don't care if you can't stand her.
Exactly.
She should be in that wedding for 2 reasons. She's my wife. I'm your only family. And for TV. We look horrible now. And he was not over that by a long shot.
And plus, like anyone who's gotten married, like I had 10 bridesmaids at my wedding. Well, we didn't have any ushers. It was just bridesmaids all over the place. But like, you know, anyone's got married, like, you know, you kind of have to stick someone in your bridal party
Got
that
it,
you don't
John.
like. That you don't
got
like.
You got
Mhm.
it. And
I mean-
people are going to disagree with us, John, because people are going to say, "Oh no, you don't. It's your
Oh,
wedding."
yes, you do.
But you and
Oh,
I
yes, you
know
do.
that culture, John. We're from it.
Yes.
I had to have this one, my cousin I barely talked to because my mom is her mom's first cousin. I had to have one from each sector of my family or else, God forbid. So you know that's a thing. And I get why people say it shouldn't be, but it is.
It is. And
Well, I
like,
mean,
yeah.
I'm
it
not
is.
Italian, and my sister-in-law, I don't think necessarily wanted me in her wedding.
There you
But my
go.
mom was like, "Oh no, he has one sister, and she will be in the wedding.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
care who you got to kick out, but she will be walking down that aisle."
The
Why are
same
there
age.
random numbers in the comments? What am I missing? What, 22, 30, 17, 14? Are we playing lotto? Are those the numbers? Like, what,
don't
wait,
know.
what did I miss?
Can you
There's all
guess
these
how
numbers.
many times you said Teresa's name in the first 20 minutes? Dion's having a contest.
Did I win?
I don't know. Should we guess? Can we win?
I'm like, what are all these numbers?
Before I get this comment, I'll just say real quick. I think that Melissa, of course, had to say, you know, on Watch whatever she was on. I'm okay with it. Let's move on. But again, you say that to save face. Are you okay with it? No. It's a huge thing. And now I have to go to your wedding and watch his sisters that you just met walk down the aisle. That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I
We
were
don't blame
Melissa,
him for
I would
being
not have
angry
wanted
with
to do it. I would. Melissa had every right to be mad.
did. She did. She did.
You know, her and Joe could have walked down together, bridesmaid and usher, right?
As it should have been.
Yes.
Wicked, what were you gonna say?
I just, you got to suck it up. I mean, Teresa's always, and she said something later in the episode when she was talking with Margaret, family, 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 family. But Teresa doesn't walk that walk.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
Unless it's
Sorry.
Louis' family, then she's good.
Right. And then, here she is, bending over backwards for Louis' family and making sure his sisters are in the wedding, the whole time, basically F his brother.
Red Sox. the table flip on Drew Barrymore. Her and Drew Barrymore. They flipped the table
19 times. But no, it's true. Like, Italians, like, you have to, there are people in my wedding party. I'm like, oh God,
Sure.
don't want them there. But you
But
have
would you
to-
rather look back at your pictures and say, I'm glad they were there versus, God, I really should have had my brother at my wedding.
At the time, I just had to do what I had to do to have a peaceful wedding.
Exactly.
Respect, I guess you could say.
because you'll never hear the end of it. Like,
Oh, no, never.
that's it.
They'll be bringing it up 25 years later.
Oh,
I guarantee.
100%.
Yeah, most
They'll be
definitely.
eulogizing each other and saying, my brother was not at my wedding.
God.
Okay, so here's the thing where the tea comes in now, because Melissa on the show had said that she had texted Teresa right after the reunion closed. And she was like, listen, I'm cool with it. I had to text. I'm gonna show him in a second. We're cool with it. And then Melissa on the show, showed another text that, she didn't hear from Teresa from Nat from 2 months later. Well, a Housewives blogger, a very, very big Housewives blogger, I guess Teresa. Now I don't want to say her name anymore because you're counting how many times I say her name, but whatever. I guess Plisa gave this blogger a lot of the whole text exchange. So let me see where that is.
I guess we'll call her Tree.
Hold on one second. Let me find it. Oh, nope, that's not it. Sorry. There we go. So all about the Real Housewives on IG. They have 112,000 followers. So it's a pretty substantial Housewives account. So they have all the text between Melissa and Teresa.
Okay.
Actually, let me just put it up on the screen. Guys, talk for a second.
Okay.
I mean, you
How
get
much
my
you love
point.
me. Go ahead. No, I'm
Probably
kidding.
do, but it just sometimes you gotta suck it up. I think Joe was beyond hurt about
Oh
it.
yeah, like butt hurt,
Yeah.
hurt.
And like he can't get over the fact that there's like each one of them are being so hard headed that no one's going to extend the olive branch. And I honestly think it's Teresa who should extend
their brother and sister. I don't think they think that different. At the end of the day, they were raised in the same house with the same parents, and I think that they're cut from the same cloth and they're equally as stubborn.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I think Louis is actually going to be the peacemaker. I think
I love that his mom is a therapist. I mean, Teresa's and back to what you said before, I think Teresa wanted this whole family thing so bad. She lost her mom. She lost her dad. She's not close to her brother. She grabbed on to these people for dear life. And I think that's what this is all about, like being so close, saying they're a dream to her. She wanted to belong to a family, and she lost her in-laws because they're divorced.
Yeah, but I mean, to a certain extent, it's like she went away. She never says she went to jail.
Oh, that's wicked.
Well,
I gotta
she can't
tell
say
you,
that. She doesn't like the jail thing.
That's very Italian too. I hate to keep using the Italian card, but
no, it's true. Listen, this is the Italian.
You don't say that. Yeah,
franchise.
You can't. You don't. Or even in New York, it's very rare you hear. Like if I speak to one of my cousins, they're not going to say when I was in jail. They're going to be like, when I was away. It almost sounds like they were on vacation because that's how they. Yeah, I know it's strange.
Why can't I get this to work? I have the post up, but I can't on the laptop. I can't figure. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, I got it. All right, so here we go.
Here we go.
Share screen.
I'm zero Italian.
And this is gonna look bad.
We're gonna teach you wicked.
The gabagool wicked. We're gonna do some gabagool after.
I think I'm German and Welsh.
Brooklyn, say calamari the proper Italian way.
Galamad.
There you go.
What?
I said galamad on a live, and all the haters were like, "He doesn't know how to say calamari."
Galamad.
Galamad.
Say it, wicked. Come on, wicked from Kentucky. Go Galamad.
Galamad.
That's
good
that's
girl. You got it.
That's a real.
I know it's mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Yeah, mozzarella. I had an Italian.
How about manigot?
Manigotti.
Yep, and then instead of manicotti, like there's but like whatever.
Like a J.
Screen.
Gotcha. Holy moly.
I know it's a whole nother language.
All right, share. All right, so let me.
There we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right. Wait, StreamYard. Okay, let me close us out of that. So you guys can see it. All right.
Oh, look at those buns.
Okay, so this is Teresa. This is between Melissa and Teresa, and it's clearly Teresa on this side of the text because so it had to have been Teresa that gave these texts up, not Melissa. So Melissa on March 31st. This is right after the reunion wrapped.
And Teresa said it was that night, right? In the car ride home.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Melissa is just saying to Teresa here, I'm just letting you know, I'm truly fine with not being at the wedding. I don't want to bring it up again within our family moving forward. I wish you guys all the best. I'm not going to get mad at you for what Jennifer does, and you shouldn't get mad at me for what Margaret does. Good night. I think it's perfectly cogent. No?
Yeah, and Teresa could have said, sounds good, let's do it. Anything, but she said nothing.
Well, let's get into it. All right. I thought that was very big of Melissa to do that after like that disastrous.
Yeah, after 15 hours and, her calling her husband a bitch boy.
Little bitch boy.
15 hours.
What are the numbers again? What's the numbers again?
It's Dion. She's still holding the number of times you said Teresa or we said Teresa in the first 20 minutes.
You guys are awful. I don't like any of you.
That's
so. Hold on.
And someone's very close.
Okay. So the next thing, and then okay. So then we have that. Then we have Teresa. This is how Teresa sends her happy Easter greetings, which isn't bad.
It's cute. I like it.
Nice
So
fun.
I guess that was Teresa wishing, you know, and there was a gap there. So that was March 31st, right? That Melissa sent her.
Right.
And then, you know, April 17th, like 3 weeks later, there's no reply from Teresa at all for 3 weeks.
There's
And then
Happy Easter.
Teresa sends like the Happy Easter thing there. And that was April 17th. Then, you know, April 29th, Melissa texts her kind of out of nowhere because there's nothing above that. There's
She must have called and she couldn't answer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Teresa wanted to know her address or something.
So whatever Teresa called her for, she goes, I'm at Joey's school, can't talk. Can I call you back later? What's your address? I spoke to him about getting his birthday gift. You know, that's her nephew. You know, so whatever all this is, you know, Melissa's never heard of it. It's in the Short Hills Mall. The Short Hills Mall is the most bougiest mall I've ever been in.
It is. I've been there.
Like, I thought Roosevelt Field was bougie.
Oh no, it's a different level.
You need like a Rolex to walk in. Like, they check your wrists at the Short Hills Mall for jewelry to let you in. I went in there once and I'm like, oh no, I don't.
Oh, those things are shoe boxes?
What?
Are those shoe boxes? Those look like shoe boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Probably
7
telling her
shoe
about
boxes?
a shoe store.
Yeah. Those look like shoe boxes. So I think she's sent half a dozen shoes.
Oh well, it says right there they have all the sneakers these kids want.
Right. So
and I don't know what this Nespresso thing is.
It's an espresso machine. I have one.
Okay. So now May 3rd, hi, we actually have another event that night. I guess there was like another conversation on the phone, like, you know, or whatever, because there's a gap. So we won't be able to make it. Teresa's okay. Then May 3rd, after watching the reunion, I do feel and know that our families have gone backwards. Like, did you have to watch the reunion?
We were there.
To know that though, Teresa? Like,
we were there.
Like, you filmed the whole season. Like, did you really? That's what changed your mind, Teresa? That you're not great. Oh Lord, the count must be so high right now. My Teresa count. Teresa.
only in the first 20 minutes. So we're past the 20-minute mark.
I love like the parlays and the side bets in this chat though. So, you know, I do feel and know that our families have gone backwards. I want us to be a better example of our children, starting with myself. Good for her on that. But it took you watching a 3-part reunion to get there. I love you, and I just want things to be better. Are you free for lunch next week?
And my question is going to be, were they filming at that point? Is that why?
No. But they started
filming to
actually, wait.
Because her birthday's in May, so I think they were.
No, yeah, they started filming 2 weeks after the reunion wrapped, so they were filming.
They were. That's my logic. Is she's saying that to get her to go for lunch and fight it out at lunch or some shit like something like that.
So there's that. All right. Moving on. That was May 3rd. Now May 4th, we see. Moving on. This is from Melissa. Teresa, I texted you driving home from work from the reunion, and you never answered me back until now. Well, we saw that there was like a little bit of exchange, you know, not great, like a couple of texts here and there. It seems a little calculated to me that you actually have to watch the reunion and read comments to make yourself feel like you want to fix the family again for the 100th time. Melissa is not wrong there.
No, she's not.
She's not. I get it, but there's so much, John.
I know, but like Melissa, I cannot fault Melissa at all for, like, you know, I just said this before we brought up this text. I'm like, you know, why does it take watching the reunion for Teresa to, like, you know, say, you know, we know she can't stand Melissa, but it's, you know, her brother.
Oh, but look, Melissa writes exactly what I just said. Look at that.
All right, so let me read the rest of it. It seems a little calculated to me that you actually have to blah blah blah. I just read that. I feel like this text is about you and not really about us, especially when we're just about to go into filming. There you go, right there.
Yeah.
Again in 2 weeks. So these texts were not when they were filming, but it seems like Teresa wants to make it like an arc on her storyline, right?
Right.
Agreed. And that's what I was thinking from the get-go.
After all these years, I finally found a way to accept the way our relationship is. For our children, I don't want to argue with you. Let's just leave it as it is and be what? Hold on. Where's my little arrow? And be what? Be where? I lost my place. Where is it? Leave it. For our children, I don't want to argue with you. Let's leave it as it is and be what we are. We are family, and we should always respect that. No need to go to lunch. You drew the line in the sand with the wedding. You said multiple times on interviews that we will never be friends. I agree with you. We will always be family, and I will always wish you nothing but the best. See you soon. Like, again, I thought, Melissa, that was a very cogent reply to Teresa, and Melissa knocked it out of the park.
I'm with you. There's nothing wrong there.
Oh, there's Bright Light.
Hi, Bright Light.
Hi.
Here, Bright Light.
So I'm very curious to see Teresa's response.
Hold on. Hey, Bright Light up here. Bright Light, you didn't DM me. I needed. That's for Bright Light and Bright Light only. Just let me make that clear.
I do hate that we could see their text messages. I mean, it's like the weirdest thing with family. But then I love it too.
I can't believe Teresa gave these texts up to somebody. Like,
the camera's not working.
Now, do you know Teresa did, John? Do you know that for a fact?
It has to be. These are from Teresa's phone.
Okay. Right.
I mean, like this is clearly from Teresa's phone.
You're right. And she thinks that listen, the only reason Teresa would give anything up is because she thinks she's right. Let's be real. She wouldn't give them up if she thought Melissa looked, wonderful in them. So in her logic, Melissa looks bad. She's trying and Melissa won't accept it, and que sera, sera.
But I have to agree with Melissa. I'm sorry. Like, she's being like a real adult. To the next one. All right. So, so Teresa's response what was the date of Melissa's thing here? Let me go back again. Hold on. May 4th. So that was May 4th that Melissa sent that to Teresa. So May 6th, I guess, 2 days later, Teresa replies, and if you got a text like that from somebody like your family, I would have replied right away.
I think she had to talk to Louis, ask him what to write back, and then reply. That's what I think.
How do you 2 days? But whatever. All right. So Teresa replies, I'm so sorry I did not respond. All right, there she goes. She's, I'm so sorry I didn't respond to you that night. We had a very, very long day, and I was totally exhausted and not feeling so good, especially after surgery. Ooh. What did she have done?
She had the appendix removed.
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't elective surgery.
No, she had it the day before reunion, though, or 2 days before. So she was like,
She says, thank you so much for what you said. It was so heartfelt and genuine. All right, Teresa. Okay. We are family and we could do better, starting with me. I wonder if it's like Louis who's writing these.
That's what I just said. I think she had to speak to Louis. I'm telling you, I know the mentality. She had to speak to Louis, get his opinion before she wrote back, because she knew she was going to send these texts out.
You know what? And good for if Louis is. Oh wait, Bright Light. There you go. Are you there, Bright Light?
I'm here.
Okay. And good for Louis for being like a positive influence in Teresa's life. And Louis really, despite like the videos of him, like, at that retreat with the men and they're being naked and all that stuff.
He must have had a breakdown at some point.
I really have to give him credit, Louis, because like he seems to be like the Teresa whisperer a little bit.
Again, his mother is a therapist, we've learned tonight, so I'm sure they get it from her too.
So back to this. All right. We are a family. We could do better starting with me. And good for Teresa for like saying that. I am so sorry about the wedding. I feel terrible that I hurt you from the bottom of my heart. Well, then I would have said, and now you're a bridesmaid.
Right. Please be in my wedding. It would.
Yeah, exactly, Wicked. I would say, please, please, please be in my wedding. I want to offer you that olive branch. I want you to feel accepted by me. Wouldn't that have been the best thing Teresa could have did?
Right.
I think it would have been like way too late in the game. She's getting married in 2-3 months after
I
that.
don't no listen.
Right.
I think that if Teresa put that in that text saying like, I've thought about it. I want to change. I want to be better. Like she's saying it in the sex. And I've thought about it, and I really, my bridal party wouldn't be right if you weren't in it. So please, Melissa, accept my apology, and please be a part of my bridal party so we could all move together as a unified family. Come on.
Right. Because Teresa does a lot of this, but no action.
And I think she should give her a phone call, not a text for that. That's just me, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. But
I mean, she probably wouldn't. It's Teresa.
Yeah, that's not happening, guys.
No.
The what ifs right now, it's not happening.
But what about she's cool as a cucumber?
Well, no, raw.
Again,
Raw.
Raw.
Cucumber. Raw.
I was trying to do my Jersey there. Did I sound
What
raw?
Raw. The reunion that she couldn't spell. She definition of I can't remember, but she don't know. She's not
articulate. Then she's looking around like, does that make sense? Did I say the right thing? She doesn't seem that smart.
She's not articulate.
She's not. And Teresa, like, to Teresa's, and like, I hate defending her, but I will defend her when it's needed. Teresa's parents both spoke Italian. Like, English was like Teresa's second language.
Okay.
So she's not as articulate.
Oh, that makes like Ilaria Baldwin with the cucumber thing.
Actually, John, she speaks Italian horribly.
Oh.
Like, but her brother.
Well, then I have no excuse then. I'm sorry.
That's really not it, because her brother speaks well from what I've heard. But Teresa, she speaks horrible Italian, actually.
But she was confused about the cucumber.
Long enough. Come on.
But Brooklyn, she was confused about the cucumber. And remember Hilaria Baldwin?
Yeah.
She was confused about a cucumber.
Yeah,
it's just because I don't know. It's cucumber.
No. Okay. Red Sox Sarah, like, a person can be like, a person can be smart.
But you're right.
A person can be smart and not articulate. Articulate being like, you use like, 50-cent words and like, you know how to phrase a sentence. Like just because you're not articulate doesn't mean you're stupid.
That's
one of my best friends is probably the smartest guy I've ever met in my life, genius level, but he sounds so dumb when he talks.
Exactly.
He's too smart. He can't have a conversation.
The best way I could keep saying it is she's not articulate, because that's exactly what John said, what I'm trying to say. She doesn't talk. She's not smooth when she talks. It's broken up. It's not together.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on. Let's talk about it. You mean the world to me. So next one. Okay. Teresa, all good. I am fine with it. I told you that. And Melissa replied right away. So now a week later, the 6th to the 13th. Good morning. Next Wednesday, the 18th. Would love to have you and the family over for cake for my birthday. Let me know. Have a great day. And again, it seems like whenever Teresa, texts Melissa answers right away, like right or wrong.
Yeah.
True. Melissa. Go ahead, Brooklyn.
John, I don't know how to, I don't want to defend Teresa so much, but
no, it's fine. Listen, a good panel is a panel where we all have our different opinions. Nobody wants to hear a panel where we all agree with each other. So go ahead.
I don't want to keep defending Teresa because, again, I'm just coming on to this side. But again, she is trying, and Melissa's giving a one word, don't know if I can make it. I know, again, that mentality, and that's a lot for Teresa. For someone like me and you, we could probably write that, no problem. Hope you could be there. But for Teresa, that takes everything out of her.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah,
Agreed.
she's
No,
got
I agree with you. And like again, like Teresa has been. I will give her like her stock rose a little bit in my books with this episode. I'll give her like a little bit. A little bit.
I'll give her a smidge.
A skosh. A skosh that she went up a little bit.
Yeah, she
I've
did.
been dogging Teresa for years, but like I will give her credit. But so the next thing we have here is that on the 13th about the birthday, Melissa answers, "Hey, okay, let me check I'll check with your brother. I'll get back to you." So next scene. So again on Friday the 13th. Oh, there we go. That's why this.
There you go.
The next day on Saturday, Melissa again got back to Teresa right away. I asked Joe about Wednesday. He said we will be in the city. We had to have a business dinner that was up a while ago. People are flying in from LA. Kids have a game. Sorry to miss it. And then the next day, Teresa says, okay. And then Teresa, thank you so much for the flowers. Love you. And then we saw that on the show.
Right.
That Teresa and Joe sent flowers, which was, a nice thing. And Melissa goes, welcome, have a good day. I love you, thinking of you. May 29th. But like if I saw that from Teresa, I love you, thinking of you, like now all of a sudden you love me and you're thinking.
Oh, we're filming now?
Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Oh, we're filming. Of course she loves me.
Mm.
Just saying.
And Melissa being like a good person, and saying, if I were Melissa and I saw that text, I go, my reply, now you fucking love me? Like, what? Is it because the cameras are there? Like, that's how I would have texted back. But Melissa took the high road again.
Like, excuse me, I'm going to go to church and light a candle.
Hey, John, I have a question. Do you think there's any chance whatsoever, last season she did that to Margaret at the table and made that big scene that was really bad at that restaurant in Nashville? Do you think there's any chance that Bravo would yank her contract or give her some warnings?
Teresa's?
Yeah.
No way.
No. Okay, I just wanted to.
Teresa can take a shit in Margaret's mouth in the middle of being in a restaurant, and she would be fine with it. No way is Bravo ever pulling Teresa off the show. No way.
They're not going to yank Brandy Glanville's contract.
Exactly.
They're not going to. No.
Yeah.
Nope.
I just thought maybe that's why she was being better behaved.
No, Teresa has full control. I mean, it's a Teresa show. Everyone calls it a Teresa show.
Sure.
Done for her, like, not for nothing, but waiting 2 years to start filming because she wasn't there, and she went to jail, and they never filmed a day without her. They even had to spend her husband and her kids.
Right.
It's happening. She brings in the change in that.
They stalled production.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
For a year.
She got out.
That's
until
right.
she got out.
And that was the first and only time they stalled production on that show.
If that doesn't get you fired, what will?
I mean, like Bravo, Andy, whatever, they felt they couldn't carry the show without Teresa. And they waited the whole goddamn 11 months for her to get out to start filming again.
Yes,
that should show you how much they have, what they think of Teresa and her value to the show.
Hey, what about Jen Shaw? Do you think they'll wait for her? Not wait.
No.
Through her.
No way. That's too long.
They won't let her back on.
Paused Salt Lake from what I understand.
Salt Lake City is a brand new franchise. Yeah. When this happened to Teresa and Joe, this was like season 6, like when Amber and the twins were on. People knew Teresa. She was, was Teresa on The Celebrity Apprentice before or after jail? I can't remember.
Before.
It was before.
Yeah. Can I tell you something real? She did. Do you remember she raised money for a charity, right? That's what the celebrities are doing. And I was so shocked to learn that she chose the kidney disease that my husband has. It's like the most rare kidney disease. You'll never meet anyone that he has. Oh, I love her now. But then, so she has a friend that has a little boy that has that. And so she did a good thing anyway. And she seemed to care about it too. I thought that was nice. But
Yeah,
anyway,
still
sorry.
does for that foundation.
Yeah, it was the nephrotic syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. My husband has that. He's had 2 transplants. But anyways, I won't.
Oh, God bless.
Yeah, I'll get back on topic. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine. Interrupt all you want. So like I think we're at the end of this because there's no more arrows. So this is pretty much like the extent of the text between Melissa and Teresa. So all about the Real Housewives is saying Melissa Gorga exposed after lying on the season 13 premiere of New Jersey Part 1. During the, I guess there'll be more coming. During the episode, both Melissa and Joe Gorga state that they hadn't heard from Teresa since March 31st, when Melissa texted Teresa after filming the season 12 reunion. We are now exclusively releasing text messages between Melissa and Melissa G and Teresa that are not edited or cropped like the ones shown on the premiere. These text messages have the full context between Melissa Gorga and Teresa Guidas conversation from March 31st to mid-May when they had multiple conversations.
But they really didn't.
They didn't. Like, they didn't. Like, you know, I kind of have to hold on. Let me close this out. Get back to here.
Well, they did a little bit, John. They
had, you know, but it wasn't like, you know, they were like texting every day,
right.
and whatever.
It was barely a conversation.
Okay, John, listen, I think, like I said to you, Wicked, I think that Joe Gorga and Teresa are siblings. They're cut from the same cloth. I think he's equally as stubborn and has, you know, an anger thing like Teresa does. I don't know how to say it. And I think that he's angry, as he should be. And he didn't really want to talk to her during that time either.
Well, I mean, Joe said it himself that he is very upset with the way Teresa treated his wife. I mean, you know, again, I think there's a bit of jealousy because, you know, did Joe ever stand up for Teresa like that? No. Louis kind of does, but he also checks her quickly, which I like.
I have to tell you, I do love Joe Giudice, whatever. And I get his personality. I know a lot of people don't like him. They think he's like rough, and I know his type, and I know he's really a nice guy. And in his own way, being mean to her brother was defending his wife, you know?
Maybe.
You like Joe Giudice?
I do. I follow him. He loves
I did.
I know that other parts of the country would be like, what is this guy? But if you're from New York, everybody you're related to is like Joe Giudice. And I get him, you know, I kind of get him a little bit. Listen, I liked him more than his wife for a long time.
Do you want to hear something? I was just in Aruba, and every single person that was in the pool with me every day was, I didn't say that well, New York or New Jersey. And I'm like, oh, I'm doing this housewives thing and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, I said, I was trying to describe like where you guys were from, but they just sort of knew everything. And they said, for John, like, did you grow up in Brooklyn?
I did.
You did.
I lived in Brooklyn. I lived in Brooklyn my first 7 years.
Yeah.
But
anyways, my point is that I would watch them all day while I was in the pool, the way they were with their wives. The wives were just like doing their eyeshadow and their mascara in their pool chair. I'm like, what the hell? And the guys were all ripped and just like beefy and like mouthpieces. And then I met this other couple from New York, and she goes, I said, oh, everybody I've met so far is from New York or Jersey. And she goes, just so you know, we're not like them, because they're full Italians, both of them. And I said, oh, I thought we're just not like them. And I said, anyways, okay. So then I told the one guy in the pool, I said, I watch, you know, Housewives. And he's like, oh God, that does not, you know, give us a good rap and stuff like that.
Rap, but it does show you what they're like. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I watch Housewives, it's probably the only show, or at least definitely the only franchise that I can relate to so much. I feel like they're exactly like everybody I'm related to. So I watch it and I get things, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, they were fun anyways, but they acted like Joe Giudice. Is that how we pronounce it? Yeah. All the men.
Because I had a friend, someone I graduated high school with, and spelled the same way, and she went by Guidas. So like I see that name, I just think Guidas, but Judah, whatever, I don't care.
I used to say Judas, I don't know.
But I don't think Melissa should be like hung right now for like her, like they're saying that she was lying or not being truthful. Melissa left out like the short stuff, and they were like weeks, like 3 weeks gaps, like when like they talked, like it was small talk. It wasn't like they had no serious conversation. It was like can you do this, or here's the kids, the nephew's sneakers or whatever. It wasn't like they had like a great conversation. So I still believe that Melissa is 100% right in saying like we haven't talked. It's like they didn't talk anything serious.
Well, the thing though, like listen, if it wasn't for Teresa, right, like take Teresa out, what is Melissa's storyline? What is it? For all these seasons, it's been Teresa. And Teresa said it on her podcast. She's buried her parents. She got divorced. She went away to jail. She, got married. She had a baby on the show. What else is Melissa's storyline? If not,
she has her business. She has, I think she would have a storyline without Teresa. It's just, I think the show focuses so much on their dynamic that it doesn't allow her to branch out.
Well, when she came on the show, that was her storyline from the get-go, from the jump.
Well, she was introduced, it's Teresa's brother and sister-in-law. Like, that's like, a weird thing that, I get what you're saying with that question, but like, Melissa has like enough going on in her life that she doesn't need, like, are you saying like that that Melissa kind of needs Teresa?
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if I'm being honest, I don't know what would be so intriguing other than her husband's personality. Okay, I'll give you that. But what else would be
she also like she sang, she's like, there was that.
That was a half a season.
He has envy. And like, Melissa has like relationships like with the other guys, like, her fighting with Jennifer, like, it's, Melissa doesn't need Teresa. I firmly believe that Melissa does not need Teresa to keep her relevant on the show. I don't think she does. I don't.
I agree.
I don't know. I
don't think she does. I don't
think we really know enough about Melissa, and because they're so focused on that dynamic.
I tell you, we didn't get to it yet, but the one thing that really bothers me about Teresa, and I mean really bothered me, is in the clip when we see Melissa saying that Teresa did not invite Melissa's wedding. You invited Phaedra, and you invited people.
Phaedra Parks!
Phaedra freaking Parks. You invited your mailman, your guy that pumps your gas. Like Melissa's mother is family, and
I mean, Teresa invited me for Christ's sakes, and I went. No, I'm just playing.
My invite was lost.
You know how that works, and there would not be a shot that I would have a big party right now and not invite my brother's mother. Listen, I had my daughter's communion. I had 100 people back in June. Of course, I invited my sister-in-law's mother. That is what you do. And she's been very good to Teresa.
I just think that Teresa drew at the reunion, drew that hard line in the sand, no, we're never going to be friends, and she said some very hurtful, horrible things, and then Louis plays this like, oh yeah, I can't believe you didn't call him a bitch boy before then, but family's family. We got, it's like, listen, Louis pick a side.
Louis being the therapist when the cameras are rolling, but when those cameras are off, he's digging into them. He's saying all the mean crap. He just wants to sound good while the cameras are rolling.
And I really want to plug this and and drive this home. I feel like in these texts that we just read that honestly, that Teresa was only trying to be nice with Melissa after the cameras were there. I'm sorry, it's true.
Well, that is what I said.
The timetable shows that.
With that, I agree with you, John. And I said that the minute we started reading them, because I said to you, were they filming? Because I knew that she would spin it. Because
I'm sorry, flattery gets you everywhere with me. So,
Well, I like your shit. I like your setup.
Sorry. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you. Go ahead. Sorry, Brooklyn.
No, yeah, that's why when you started reading those texts, I said to you, were they filming? Because I knew that she was going to be a lot softer, and she knew she was showing those text messages. She knew it, so it was calculated. I'm telling you right now, as much as I see the other side, Teresa's calculated too.
I just think, like, and like, thank you guys, please follow All About the Real Housewives. Like, they obviously have like ins with Bravo and like Cass. So like, if you want to subscribe to them, we just put their text up. I'm just thinking it's a little unfair of them to say, and I'm not trying, if I'm looking at it like from this angle, that like Melissa was trying to hide things, that she was lying about texting Teresa that didn't hear. Melissa was right. Like, they didn't speak about anything like that was like,
of major importance.
Remotely close, like them like trying to forge a better relationship. It was like, oh, come to the birthday party. Oh, it's Gino's birthday. Oh, like, can you go cat sit or whatever. It wasn't like anything like,
But to Teresa, that was conversation, and she's gonna prove it. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't think
what's the new girl's name of the blonde?
Danielle, Rachel, and Jen.
Yeah, okay. I couldn't tell who was who.
I know Jackie's just a friend now, right?
We are an hour in, and we have not gotten through any of this episode.
Oh boy, let's go.
Okay. Let's move on.
I just have one quick question. I wondered who everyone's favorite housewife is, if you had to pick one on that show.
Mine?
Yeah, everybody, yeah.
I have two.
You do? Cody, I'm going to go Margaret.
I have four.
You do?
No, not 4, John. 1.
2 or 1?
That's cheating.
Well, can I say 2?
Sure.
2.
Melissa and Margaret.
Yeah.
Wait, who? Margaret and who?
Melissa.
Oh, yeah.
And then Jackie.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say Dolores.
And then Dolores.
Oh, yeah. I like
That's
her
why I
too.
wanted 4, but you wouldn't say 4. So whatever.
Can I just pick Evan because he's the hottest?
Yes,
We'll get to like the hottie patati session at the end of this episode.
He is-
in a bit.
Who's Evan? Or Jackie's husband?
Who's Evan?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Jackie's husband?
Gorgeous husband.
Yeah.
Just think about Evan in those shots.
I want to
I'm
look.
sorry.
And someone told him to tuck his, what in his shorts, right?
Ooh,
Did
that was
you
so
hear that?
Can I tell you my
My son
favorite
was in the
part?
kitchen. He goes, "That's a nice show you're watching, Mom."
I met Evan.
It's like hotter than donut grease. Woo!
Evan is so super cool.
My
Like
favorite
him and
part-
Jackie are both amazing. Like they have like every marriage like want to be Jackie and Evan. Like it's like the perfect. Like, it's like they're just so good together. I love them. I
When
love
he
them.
came in with that 80s outfit, and Dolores said,
Wicked.
"You're that guy."
Wicked. Let me give you some slide whistle for that one. Hold on. Where is it?
No, it's been a while since the slide whistle.
Give me some slide whistle.
Oh, what is this?
That's me on Evan. No, John, that's the limit. God, John, you shouldn't do things like that. But really, no. But thank you, Wicked, for that. I appreciate it.
I do like your look tonight, though, John. By the way,
Yes.
pretty fly.
Thank you. And I'm not bare chested.
You
Oh
what?
my God, there's no difference. And now I get it.
John will never wear that shirt again.
Look, you can't even tell the difference.
You look like you have a leather jacket on.
Not until they see
Right.
my hair.
Look,
And
okay,
shades. There's
you can't see
Brooklyn.
my nipple. There's a shirt here. I promise you. There's
Yeah.
no nipple.
I
I
told you
had
that.
I could never, ever, ever wear this shirt again. Ever.
Why?
He's
It has
never-
a pocket.
You got a pocket.
Here, look. I'll put my phone in it.
Did Corey pick that
Look,
shirt out?
it's a shirt. I
It's
promise
Cody.
you.
I
Corey.
had
There's a shirt
It's
there.
not Corey, it's Cody.
I had an HR person who was from Hawaii, and she called me a Hallie, and I'm like, oh, should I be offended? And she
Oh,
goes,
no.
it's white girl from the mainland. I go, well, I can't be mad at that. So just as pasty here. So we're good.
Is this cutting in and out for anyone else or just me?
Just
Just
you.
you.
Oh,
You have
good.
to listen to Teresa.
The freezing
Thank you,
room.
Addie. Woo!
Hi, Addie.
Oh,
Thank you,
I
Addie.
love
Give me a slide
Addie.
whistle. for that attitude.
What do we think of Paul? Do we like Paulie? Do we think he's cute? Paul, sorry, Paulie, whatever. He's not the cutest.
Oh, you missed it, Bright Light. We do not like Paul.
We didn't talk. No, we were talking about the backstage. They don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Way to go, Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Way to
come
go.
on, Brooklyn. Can't give out our backstage secrets before we talk about them.
Like, I don't know that he's that attractive,
He's not.
but I
No.
do love that Dolores is being selfish, if you will.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
and Frank is not happy about being number 10.
Frank's got a 33 girlfriend. What does he need right now? Like,
But
stop.
I think that he is just so
Addie,
used to
can you
having.
do a poll? Addie, like, do you think Paulie's hot?
Like, I mean, I don't think that
no.
he's my cup of tea, but like, obviously, he adores Dolores and, wants to take care of her. And I think it's probably the first time in her life that she's had someone that supports her emotionally.
Yeah, and he's got a great body.
Don't
He
you
does
think
have a great body.
Don't you think it's a little weird that Frank lives
I think
with
you're being
Dr.
generous
David?
with some of the compliments here, but okay. I'm gonna put my sunglasses back on so you
I
can't
am-
you
I
can't see
told
me with my eyes.
I said you look hot. I told you look hot tonight.
Naked on an island like Teresa's husband.
John looks like, I like the hair.
I told you,
The
John, you
Jill
look hot.
looks good, or whatever you've done. That's a good look.
Okay, Cody's here next to
Mic
me.
drop.
Cody's like
Stop, Cody.
My
From the
John is smoking hot tonight.
Vidal Sassoon right here next to me. Did,
Nice.
um,
Nice.
Eden's over here in my bedroom from Beverly Hills. So
okay, dad, right? That's her dad.
remember Eden?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that her dad?
Thank you, Donnell. Honestly, I texted Margaret last night because she was
What?
wearing these same exact glasses at the roller rink, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I have the same glasses!"
What about those glasses Teresa was wearing at the roller rink? They kind of look like safety glasses.
Hear me?
They look like she got them at Walgreens,
Yeah.
at like at the reader section.
Like the
That's what I
$5.
thought. That's
Like,
funny.
like,
Maybe
why
they
was
were.
it Frank-
And after Louis allegedly gave all that fake Cartier to everybody, like I don't know. Like
I want
Louis
to know
gave
if the
Teresa-
birthday gifts that they got her were real. The Tiffany bags looked real,
They had
but was it real?
They had to be real. Right?
Well, the girls also thought their Cartier bracelets were real,
Hmm.
and they were.
I don't
Can you
know.
guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
But
I'm
I
good.
want to know why Frank still lives with David and doesn't own like a house, a
what I
condo, a boat,
It's
a
weird.
tent.
It's strange.
Why doesn't he have a place of his own?
Right, Donnell? They look good on him.
I mean, shack up with a girlfriend.
I had to
Yeah.
say Frank Catania is like one of the nicest people you'll ever want to meet.
Oh,
is, John.
I
I met
think he's
him too.
adorable.
No, he's so well
I don't know why
respected.
they
You know,
don't.
Jersey is the fourth smallest state, so pretty much everybody knows each other. And like word gets around, and everybody loves Frank Catania. He is a good guy.
He's exactly the same in person as he is on
yeah.
TV.
That's awesome.
Yes, he was
I love
disbarred. He
that.
was an attorney. He got disbarred. But he's a good guy. Like there are people like, you know, one of my moderators is friends with him, and
I don't think
you know, I've hung out with Dolores. I've never met Frank, but we've been with Dolores, and
Frank twice, and he's equal. He's just as nice. Same guy on TV and in person.
he's a good guy. As far as Frank with I could see Frank. I always wanted them to get back together, like, you know,
I know.
but too much
Dolores,
shit has happened.
Dolores was invited to a friend of mine's wedding, and she brought him, and they are just so normal, like just normal.
I mean, I do think that they have a good dynamic. I think they co-parent well. I mean, of course, their children are older and stuff, but
I think she went through hell with him for many years, is what I think.
right. But I also think that he doesn't
Well,
like
she said that last
being at the
season,
top
like,
of
you
the
know,
list.
she was pregnant and she
Yeah.
saw him on the boat with the whores.
Yeah.
So Frank wasn't good to her in the beginning. And but Dolores, being the good Italian that she is, wanted to keep the family together. And I love Dolores and Frank's relationship. And it seems like it's gonna be like I don't know. It seems like it's right now it's murky because I guess Paulie doesn't want obviously Paul wants Dolores all to himself, and it's weird.
Right.
He's best friends with her ex-husband, but they have the family. They've been on the show for 7 years. It's so with Dolores, it's so like there's too many things
Convoluted.
Plus, he lives with David, which is weird too for Paul. Let's be real.
It's the house of wayward Dolores boyfriends and husbands, I guess, and fiancés. And I actually met David, and he was super cool.
How do you meet all these people? Get out the shore?
It's a small state.
New
No.
York isn't that big either. I have news for you.
What?
New York is not that big either. I have news for you. Everybody.
I've been Margaret going years back. I started off doing Bravo on Twitter a million years ago.
Yeah.
And I kind of neglected it to focus on 90 Day. But back in the day, like Margaret had taken me out for my 38th birthday. She brought us out to dinner. Then that's how it was when Siggy and Margaret were fighting, and I was against Margaret, and then things came to light, and I was like, I fucked up, and that's how me and Margaret became friends. And after that, I would go to events and the Pride events, in Englewood and then Jackie would be there with Evan. That's how I met Jackie and Evan. What else? Then I just hung out with Dolores because she has a summer house around the corner from me. Yeah, I mean, you see these all these where we live right now, they all vacation here.
I know you saw Teresa in the grocery store. I remember that.
Well, I saw Teresa in the grocery store in Acme over here in Seaside Heights, but I also went to an event with Cody and oh my God, Chris, you remember Leo? And we went to a event with Teresa in Philadelphia. And then I met Teresa for the first time, and we
was
met
she nice?
in April. It was like a reality TV mixer. Like I was more excited to hang out with Bam and April Margera. They were there. The winners of AGT were there. It was like a big thing. And and I saw Dolores on the boardwalk. The only two cast members I hadn't met were Melissa and Jennifer, and I don't need to meet Jennifer, so I'm good.
No.
So there's that.
I told you want to meet Jennifer. She's in Tri-County once a month buying.
I know. I always see her at Tri-County.
Yeah, I've literally been there twice while she's there buying Pokemon cards.
She's always there, and if you don't know about Tri-County is a flea market in Long Island, in Levittown. Turnpike.
That's where her family started. For 20 years, she worked there.
Her brother had a big old jewelry shop in Woodbury, and Woodbury, Long Island, is so bougie.
Bougie.
Bougie. So bougie that Jennifer's own brother could not keep up with the bouginess and had to sell his store and go back to the flea market, which is Tri-County.
Oh.
Right or wrong, Brooklyn?
Yeah, you're so right. And can I tell you, she's so short in person.
Okay.
Interesting.
I just thought she was cooler.
Let me tell you something about Tri-County Mall in Levittown. They have this half section where
it's like a bazaar.
It's welfare-y. You can go buy a 1/4 ounce tube of Crest toothpaste for 10 cents. I'm not lying. I have pictures of it. They I have a picture picture of me with like a empty bottle of Gap misting spray that they were charging like $2 for. That's the same flea market that Jennifer brother has a shop in.
Oh,
Brooklyn, right or wrong?
Yes, and she worked not the register. She worked the counter for a very long time. So all of the Turkish people that are still there know her very well. They all were at her wedding and all that good stuff. So it's like a second home to her. She grew up in that place, you know.
Did anyone notice when she was laying on the couch in her kind of sweatsuit with her cast? When she got up later, she was going up the stairs and she had a high heel.
Yes.
What the hell?
High heel, yes.
Like,
go up 100 stairs.
So the broken toe, I didn't think you had to wear a boot for a broken toe.
For the broken fucking toe, because that's bullshit.
That's what I was wondering.
Don't you just like tape it up? But she's like,
I guess my glass, so you can see my eye rolls on this one. Go ahead, Wicked.
They literally tape your toes together. That's all they do.
Right. So she's walking around in this boot. Then eventually she buys a scooter, which she never uses. If you notice, she walked into the roller rink without the scooter and her 4-inch heels.
I know.
I think they rented it for the day.
Oh, Wicked, the dramatics of it.
Let me tell you all something.
I can't with her.
I know.
Now, Cody, come out here. Cody!
Guys, just for are we all on the same page with this one at least? Is she not the worst?
She is the worst.
She's the worst.
The
worst.
You know, someone put lie on her.
I was super mad. And like, you know when you want to kick something when you're mad?
Mm-hmm.
And you know me. When I get angry, I'm angry. So this is way before being on social media or whatever. Like, you know, we were at our house in Florida. And something bad really happened. I was livid. So me and Cody had this cast iron candlestick, and it was cast iron, and it was like wedged between like the wall and the couch, so it couldn't move. And like it
was a 3 set. There was a small, a medium, and a large. And it was iron candle holders.
So we got really bad news, and I just had to kick something. So the cast iron candlestick was in my view.
Oh boy.
And like Brooklyn knows, Italians, when we get mad, we get to break things.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, like, you know, when I'm mad, don't put anything in my arm's length that I could throw and break across the wall. Because I'm a thrower. I will just start picking up and throwing shit.
If my grandfather got mad, he would just swipe all the dishes off the table. All off the table.
So it's normal that Teresa does this.
Kind of.
Yeah, it is, because we run hot. It is.
Okay.
Like, you know, it is normal. It is for Italians. Right. So I got the bad news, and I saw the thing, and I had to like break something or kick something or throw something, and that was the only in my view. So I was like, fuck this candlestick holder. And I was like, yeah. And let me tell you something. That cast iron candle holder had the last laugh. That one. Sure did. Because the cast iron candle holder was wedged between the couch and like the heater. So it didn't it was stuck there. Let me tell you, I broke every toe on my foot. I did that. No, I did.
Candlestick did not fall over, but John did.
I did. Candlestick, cast iron candlestick, 1, John, -500.
Broken toes. You just say you fell over?
Broken toes. And I did not even have a boot on my goddamn foot.
Dramatics.
Yeah.
Which toe did she break?
Give me some water, please. A few more cubes.
First of all, when
you are the Queen of Sheba,
whatever, like
few more cubes.
To the kitchen and get it yourself.
When it first happened on social media, she said it was her ankle. Now it's a toe. I can't keep up.
No, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said
that
she wore, I guess, a swimsuit cover up, and her toe got caught in it.
Oh.
You want to hear a funny story? My friend just texted me. I'm going to share it. Me and Cody were having a fight once. This is when we were in West Babylon in Long Island. I was so mad at him. Again, Italians run hot. I'll tell the story. I don't care. Okay. So like, I was like, get out of the house, Cody. Just leave. Take all your shit with you. Whatever. And then he's like, fine, I'm leaving. And then there was we had like a big potted tree. Like it was like a fake tree. Like, but we had a
tells me about flying.
No, I'll do you one better. Again, Italians run super hot. We do. And like, so Cody took all his stuff and like, he's packing his car. And he left. We're fine now, obviously. We didn't fight. People, we're married. We get into fights, whatever. And like, I just saw the tree and it was a Cody tree. I'm like, ugh. So
you opened the window and threw it out.
So in our house, we were on the second floor.
I know you didn't.
And my car and Cody's car, like right, like underneath us. And I saw the tree, and like Cody was like walking downstairs, and I was like, "Don't forget your fucking tree!" And I took the full potted tree and I threw it out the window.
Oh, God.
Okay, but also we're a little bipolar because 10 minutes later we'll be like, "No, don't leave. I love you so much."
You never even left. We made up 10 minutes later, like just like you said.
Yep.
You didn't go anywhere.
Like so bipolar. Like 1 minute we're like throwing something across the room. Next minute it's like, why are you so angry? I love you so much. You're my whole entire life.
The funny thing about it was that after he did all that, there was a dent in the hood of like my new car. He paid for it. He had to pay for it.
The tree landed on your car?
Oh, sure.
Yes, of course. I don't miss the hood of my car.
Little Johnny, little Johnny don't miss when he aims his gun. No. Yeah.
I said you put a dent in my hood. I'm only staying if you pay to get like my hood replaced. And he goes, "Of course I will, babe." See
what I mean?
Chrissy was there, so this is all I've known. Settle Down's like one of my biggest best friends in the world. She's like my sister.
Yeah, Chrissy's amazing.
And I was actually on the phone with her while we were fighting. This is back like what 2017.
I don't know. We've been in so many like she's been on the phone with us so many times, like during like.
And I was like,
he's
I love him so much, and he left this fucking tree, and fuck him, and fuck his tree. So I
tree. It was not even my tree. I hated that tree. You wanted it.
So I was like, don't forget your fucking. And I had the whole. It was a big giant tree,
and it had a bottom of cement too that it was like anchored into with like a potted thing.
Gosh.
So when he threw it out the window on the second floor, it hit the hood of my car, and it was a new car. And I'm like,
guilty.
You're paying for this. Otherwise, no, I'm leaving. And he came down and he's like, I am so sorry. Yes, I will pay for that. Just come back upstairs.
But like, and that should give you like a purview into like how Italians are like when they're mad. Because I am first generation Italian. Like I'm like, in Brooklyn, when we just run at a different speed. Like that's I don't know how to explain it any better, but
it's no hard to like each other. It's just like him.
This is why, like I said, watching the show, not that you understand things more, but you're like, all right, well, yeah, I'd probably do that too. 10 minutes later, I'd be like, but I love you.
Yeah. It's like, where are you?
House Husbands of New Jersey. You'd probably be a star on that show, John.
You know what? It took my husband like 10 years to like, whatever I tell you, get out. No, just stay right there. Don't actually get out.
What was that?
Yeah, but that was, and I showed Settle Down the pictures of the tree on Cody's car, and she couldn't even breathe. It was a whole big potted plant on Cody's car with like clothes. I was throwing his clothes. I was throwing anything I could out the window. I was like, "Fuck your t-shirts, fuck your trees, like fuck your socks, whatever, like whatever I."
Should pitch that. You should try to pitch that show to Andy Cohen, like the Real House Husbands of Jersey Shore.
That would be amazing.
Oh, John, you'd be a star.
That would be amazing.
Tree out the window.
That's why when I'm mad, like, don't put anything like in where I could like pick something up or kick something, because like it's game over. Yeah.
But
it was fun.
Yeah.
We laugh at it now.
Yeah. It is funny. It is funny.
But my dad was like that. Like,
Well,
my dad was a bowler, and anytime he bowled bad, he would kick the ball return.
I was raised that way. My grandparents were fighting. My grandmother was fighting with my grandfather. She would take mugs out of the cabinet and just start throwing them at the wall.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She's like, "Oh yeah, you like this? Boom!" And that's how I was raised. So it's not my fault.
It's
So
almost
could
like
you imagine being like a Greek Italian heritage? Oh my gosh, you wouldn't know to play.
An hour and a half, and we still have not talked about the show at all. Not
Yes,
one,
we have.
not one.
What did we miss?
Oh,
I joined late.
So they go
Everything?
to the skating party. I'll get us back in line.
Okay.
Go to the skating party.
On track.
And I'm impressed because, like, I tried roller skating 100 years ago after I hadn't done it for 50. It is way harder than I thought. And, you know, like, these guys were, like, zooming in and out. And I'm like,
they did a good job.
And then I was like, oh, my gosh, I'll bust my ass if I do that.
I was way more impressed with their outfits. I mean, that Sergio Tacchini jumpsuit that Joe Gorga had on, I think I had that.
I'd like to be able to get away with wearing what
I totally had the Sergio Tacchini jumpsuit. Yeah, like
pretty sure I had the same one.
Brooklyn knows too much about certain things. You are true Italian, Brooklyn. My grandmother, you know, ran the tennis club and tennis time in Lynbrook, and she was the vice president of the USTA for Long Island. And she would just come home in these Sergio Tacchini.
Oh, the best
jumpsuits.
You had Sergio
every day.
Okay.
Every day she would, and then she
I
would
used
give
to
me
love those windsuits. They were awesome.
John, how about like the gold earrings with the 3 different like studs, like the purple, the pink, and the white? Your bikini jumpsuit. Okay, that's real Guinea.
No, you want to know Guinea is the Long Island license plate. Like John loves Cody.
Oh yeah.
Eppa.
And when
like,
you said license plate, he was necklace
plates and diamonds. That's Guinea.
Oh yeah.
And then poor Margaret falls and breaks her wrist.
Yeah.
Later then she says she breaks her arm. And I thought it was funny because, like, only I saw Melissa rushing over to her. Like, everyone else was like, oh, she fell.
How cute did Marge Jr. look, though?
Adorable.
I mean,
adorable.
They really didn't show her that much, but she looked super cute.
With her hair. I loved Marge Sr. She looked adorable.
Now, can someone explain to me? I'm sorry. Can someone explain to me again the Danielle connection with the Manzos?
I got it. I wrote this down. I have it.
Okay.
Okay, because I had to rewatch that part 3 times. So Danielle, stepmom, was married to Caroline's brother.
Caroline or Caroline's brother-in-law?
I think Caroline's. She said Caroline's brother. So
okay, so essentially Caroline's brother was her stepdad.
She said that Danielle was she knew Danielle because her stepmother was married to Caroline's brother. I don't obviously it's not what's Jacqueline's husband's
Larita
name?
Larita.
Dan? No, Chris. It's not Chris Larita. But I don't know which one it is.
One of 12, so
yeah, the Manzos are big. Well, the Laritas, I should say. The Laritas are a big family. So yeah, but that's how Teresa knows them. And I was like, wow, Teresa, funny for you to mention Caroline when even you don't speak to Dina anymore.
Wait, say that again?
Caroline and Dina are done.
Oh,
I mean, I'm sorry. No, they are done, but like Teresa and Dina are done.
Serious?
Dina was supposed to be a bridesmaid, and then they had a fight.
Oh,
and
wait.
Dina wasn't there at the wedding.
No. They said that Dina was not at the wedding because she did not want to film. And Teresa said on her podcast she understood and she was fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But she doesn't want her sister-in-law in her wedding. Come
Dina
on.
always knew. Come on, Brooklyn.
No, I'm just.
Dina knew. It's a Teresa show. So when Teresa, all right. So when Teresa asked Dina originally, hey, I want you to be a bridesmaid. And Dina should have been. Like, Dina and Teresa were like this, right?
Okay,
so,
yeah.
Like, you're going to tell me that Dina accepted that, not knowing that it was going to be filmed? That's bullshit.
Hold on. I'm not saying that I believe this, but I'm going to tell you what her explanation was when asked. She said, I asked Dina to be my bridesmaid, knowing that she didn't want to film, but I had to ask her anyway because we're so close. So I asked her and she said, I have to decline. I love you guys more than anything, but I don't want to be on camera. Actually, she said, if it was going to be filmed, I will decline. And at that point, Teresa didn't know, she said. Then when they found out it was going to be filmed, she said no.
No, because Teresa had already said like who her bridesmaids were going to be. We knew that Dina was going to be a part of it. And then like, it was like, no, because it was a day or two before the wedding when like Dina all of a sudden didn't show up and didn't come.
So she's lying. That was what she said on her podcast.
Oh, Teresa lied?
Months back, but this is months ago, like a while back.
It wasn't until like, I want to say like either like a couple of days, a few days before the wedding where like Dina was like, nope, not happening. Nope.
Wow.
And
this.
But I mean, like in all reality, how much would have Dina really been shown on camera?
No, they would have showed her.
No, they would have.
I'm saying they would have showed her, but like
because Dina,
it's not like she would have been she would have been in view of the camera. It's not like they're going to show her every 10 seconds.
So I get what you're saying, but because it's Dina Manzo, they're going to show her more than anything else. Do you understand?
Oh, I don't agree with that. Or I agree with that, but I don't think that she would have been on camera half as much as she thought she would have. Because a lot of
they would have shown
I'm
her
surprised this wasn't
down
an
the aisle and stuff like that. I'm sure like they would have asked Dina for a confessional, right?
True story, yeah. For sure.
But I not for 1 second. No, I would stake my life on it that Dina knew it was going to be filmed. Obviously, I mean that's a big leap for Teresa to make her say that and have people believe her.
I agree, and it was said, and I agree with you. And I literally took it for what it was and said, okay, well, Dina's weird like that with the whole filming crap, so maybe it's accurate. I don't know.
Like, why was it months after that where Dina was like, okay, no, I'm out?
Okay, so to prove your point, I haven't seen a picture of Dina on Teresa's Instagram in a while, and it was all Dina.
They had a big old fight. That's why.
I'm surprised actually that the wedding wasn't some kind of 20-part episode of Teresa gets married.
Oh,
Teresa
like a
loves
special.
Louis.
I was hoping that she would have gotten like her own like little like a wedding special, like Teresa and Louis' wedding type of thing, like that. Instead of like when Teresa was in jail, Teresa, they had the specials. Teresa gets locked up. The kids go visit Teresa, like, that type of thing.
Right. I'm surprised that they didn't do like, Teresa loves Louis, whatever, I mean, Candy had her own wedding. Portia had a wedding.
Do you know that they didn't for sure? Because, I mean, they haven't aired the wedding yet.
Well, I
think the wedding's at the end of the season.
Yeah. Maybe they will. I don't know.
I doubt it. I think there'll be a major focus.
The fight was about, or we don't know that yet?
I don't know.
Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up.
Because I would love to know what they fought about.
Hold on.
She gave Caroline so much crap about fighting with Dina. I would love to know what her issue is with her.
Dina and Teresa falling out. Here we go.
Wow.
All right, let me put it on screen. Talk while I figure this out. Hold on.
That's pretty. I mean, to me, that's a pretty big thing, right? I mean, they were there for the engagement. I mean, they did it with just them. They were so close.
I think it would be foolish for Dina to think that there wasn't even, an 80% chance that it wasn't going to be filmed. That Teresa's the moneymaker for this. and you know they were going to film it.
Yeah, so you're right. So I'm definitely.
Was it going to be a special? No, apparently not.
I'm definitely
but I'm
not
sure if
story,
Teresa
but
would have worked that it could have been a special.
Yeah, I definitely don't believe what she said, especially more now since John's telling me this. I did not know they had a falling out. And like I said, I can't wait to know why.
I remember something about like she's saying that she understood, but I think it caused a lot of hard feelings because, Teresa, I think, sees the world very black or white. There is no gray.
There is no gray. I think you're 100% right on that one. She's a very black and white person.
I'm reading right now. Hold on. Sorry.
She spent like 3 seasons constantly saying she doesn't hold a grudge, and now she's in therapy trying to not hold a grudge.
I agree with you, Deidre. I'm reading one of the comments. She's saying, let go of how Melissa came onto the show. She's been on it forever. It's like, why is it still an issue? Like a dog with a bone. It's like, seriously, it was 10 years ago. Who cares now? No. Like, you can't bring up things that happened 20 years ago and, I think Teresa is very guilty of not saying that she forgives and forgets and moves on, but she really doesn't. She's just this and she doesn't. Her actions don't speak for her words.
Hold on. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. So let me fix this. Hold on. Okay. Reality. So this is reality. Teresa Giudice and Dina Manzo have falling out over Louise and Dave Canton. Now, Dave Canton is Dina's ex. All right. Well, Dina attends Teresa.
No, that's Dina's husband.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry. All right. So, upcoming wedding to Louis has been plagued by drama. First, Teresa announced that none of her New Jersey co-stars would be in her 8-person bridal party, but Jennifer was. Melissa Gorga and her husband Joe Gorga, who is Teresa's brother, were furious that Melissa was excluded. We all know that.
And Dolores.
And Dolores wasn't a part of it either in the beginning.
Bridesmaid.
She was, but not originally.
Right.
I think Dolores took Dina's spot.
Oh, okay. Sense.
Right? I mean, at my wedding, I had a bridesmaid fall out at like the 11th fucking hour. Thank you, Robin. But then I had to replace her with somebody else, quickly. So I'm thinking that,
you're definitely on the ball with that one. She wasn't originally, and then she was a bridesmaid. She wasn't even invited to the engagement party.
Yes, exactly. So Dolores, got Dina's spot. So Teresa stated that fans won't be able to see the wedding on Jersey, but hinted that there may be some sort of special in the works, which there's not. Then the girls trip season co-ones. Well, we saw that Ramona put her wedding invite out there, which was totally Ramona.
That's Ramona.
That's Ramona. So Teresa has been friends with co-star Dolores for over 20 years. Teresa didn't invite Dolores to her engagement party in December of 2021. And what was Teresa's reasoning? Because she just wanted couples there?
Right.
Because she wanted couples, and she hadn't hung out as a couple with Dolores at all. It was just BS. On.
Like, you almost went to high school with Dolores. So, but
they're from Patterson together.
Yeah. So since that's screwed up. So you're not gonna invite your best friend of 20 years to your engagement party because she doesn't have a man? What the fuck is that?
That's Teresa.
Were they gonna play couples games?
And that's not even Italian. That's anti-Italian. Dolores should have been there regardless.
Right. And Teresa does do things like that. That's where I can't defend her. Not that I want to always defend her, but that's where I can't ever give her right. Why would you do that?
So all right. So we're right. Teresa didn't invite Dolores, but because Teresa's other bestie Dina Manzo was attending, but maybe because
Oh, John, you just hit it on the head. That's why right there.
Dolores and Caroline are friends.
And Dolores and Dolores is friends with that whole entire family. Dolores still is friends with Jacqueline, Caroline, all of them.
Yeah.
Dolores has beef with Dina though. But I mean, Dolores is an adult. She wouldn't have. Oh, goodness.
But just that wouldn't stop me from like having my friend of 20 years
exactly
be my engagement party.
No way. You know what it was too, Teresa, because Dave Canton and Louis got so close. Teresa wanted to like, abide by Dina. I think that's what it was.
So here we go. Dina starred with Teresa first 2 seasons. Dina dipped out season 2. She and her husband David Canton were present when Louis popped the question in October 2021. Good. But there was another reason for the snub. Dina and her husband David were viciously assaulted during a home invasion in 2017. I remember that. Allegedly, Dina's ex-husband, Tommy Manzo, which is Caroline's...
Wait, John, that was it. Dolores and Caroline both wrote letters for Tommy. So Dina doesn't want to be anywhere near Dolores. Dolores wrote a letter in support of Tommy Manzo.
But again, that was years back.
No, right. I know that, but I'm just letting you know that Dolores did write a letter in support of Tommy, and Dina won't be around her.
So in 2015, Tommy hired a member of the Lucchese crime syndicate to beat up David. Like, this is so goddamn Jersey. Like, you can't get more New Jersey than this article. Nope. Like, this is like the epitome. Like, people think Jersey is like The Sopranos. It is. It's insane. Tommy pled not guilty to the hiring a hitman, and the case is continuing. Now, former Jersey star Caroline, who is married to Tommy's brother Albert, wrote a letter of support of her brother-in-law, and so did Dolores, which you just said, Brooklyn. Loyalty is tricky among family and friends on this franchise. Now, the bride-to-be has another nuptial hiccup on her hands. According to Reality Blurb, the Instagram site Best of Bravo reported that Teresa and Dina had it allegedly not in a good place. As first reported by Dumois, is that right?
Yeah.
Right. And then Bravo and Cocktails, I can confirm that Teresa and Dina have recently had a falling out over Louis and Dave.
Wow.
So tell me, didn't Teresa say is because Dina didn't want to be filmed?
Absolutely, she did. She did, John.
There you go. You go. Also, Dina was supposed to be a bridesmaid in Teresa's upcoming wedding, but as of now, she is not even planning on attending. Yikes, Best of Bravo added. Hopefully this changes and they can work everything out. Dumois previously reported that the friends were estranged, and in response to that report, someone supposedly stated that Teresa and Dina are on the outs. I'm not hearing anything about Dina not wanting to be on camera.
It was a lie.
Does anybody hear that?
And there
Like, I'm not hearing it.
There you have it.
Wait, I'm sorry. Good night, Deirdre. So let's keep going. Then Dumois mentioned in an Instagram story that Dina and Teresa hadn't been seen together recently, and that Dina hadn't been liking any of Teresa's social media posts. They questioned an unnamed source about Teresa and Dina reportedly being estranged. The person allegedly said, "I would say so," laugh out loud. "I haven't asked Dina, but I am seeing no hanging out and no likes." Oh, and then, Kim D had to weigh in because, she's Kim D. Hi, Kim D. And, of course, Kim D also commented on Best of Brothers Instagram post saying, "Saw that coming." Another one of my predictions. And, Kim D is right
stuff.
a lot. Kim D knows everything. She really does.
She's known them from day one. She knows where all the bodies are buried. She knows her stuff.
Kim previously spilled that Teresa and Louis' wedding would be in August 2022 and that Dina would be the maid of honor. Once again, none of these reports about Teresa and Dina have been confirmed. Tell us what you think. So
I think she lied is what I freaking think.
Oh, bright light drop down.
She'll come back.
We lost bright light.
It's a very different story than Dina saying, I cannot believe Teresa said, "Oh, Dina didn't want to be filmed."
If I knew how to to be tech savvy like you, I'd find that right now, but it was from so long ago.
Someone give me can somebody text me that clip? Was it on their podcast?
I heard her say it. I'm pretty sure it's on the podcast.
But that argument would never make sense because, Teresa would know that it's being filmed. Teresa would know.
I believed it.
Right. I mean, at that point in time, she would have at least been in talks to be filmed.
So she's really a 2 for 2 here. She's got Melissa out, Dina out.
Dolores took Dina, she didn't invite Dolores to her engagement party, but then all of a sudden,
the bridesmaid.
You're not good enough for my engagement party, but listen, be a bridesmaid. What the fuck is that? No, it doesn't make sense.
Nope. Make it make
sense.
Why
don't you just say, please send gift? It's what it boils down to. Please send
gift. It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
It's Teresa being Teresa.
Okay, so
hold on. I got another link. Hold on, if you want to keep talking about it. So, I have a story from Dina. August 5th source message. The more you let go, the more your point of attraction elevates. The more your point of attraction deviates. Oh, I'm sorry. The more your God. Let me try this again. The more you let go, the more your point of attraction elevates. The more your point of attraction elevates, the more your experiences align with your most deeply rooted desires. In other words, the more you heal, the more you live. There is no more important work than you can do than the work you're doing for yourself in this journey.
Jesus, that's a mouthful.
And I mean, from Dina Manzo. I mean, so you're going to tell me that she made this story because she decided that they were going to be filmed and no good? No. Some shit happened.
Oh, yeah.
Shit went down.
And I like how, she makes that comment like, they didn't want me, my brother, I think this was said on her podcast, correct me if I'm wrong, but she said something like, well, my brother didn't want me with Joe. Now I'm with Louie. Now he's got issues with Louie. Well, he ain't the only one that got issues with Louie. Dave got issues with Louie too.
So there's a page 6 article. This is from July 12th. Saying that Dina Manzo will not be attending Teresa's wedding to Louie in August. However, the bride-to-be has no issue, Teresa, with the Real Housewives of New Jersey alum and is okay with it, a source tells them exclusively. Teresa respects Dina's wishes and looks forward to celebrating with her in the future. And Insider says they remain as close as ever.
For that, the wishes were that she didn't want to be on camera. I'm telling you, that was what was circulating at that time.
It says
now.
No, keep going.
It doesn't make sense now. Now what you're saying makes complete sense. But back in July, look, she respects her wishes because it was said that Dina was wishing not to be on TV. And that was the reason she wasn't going to the wedding.
It says there's been speculation online recently about whether a rumored rift between Manzo's husband, David, and Louie is to blame for the former reality star's expected absence from the upcoming nuptials. However, our source says that the rumors are untrue and notes that the men still follow each other on social media as evidence of their bond. Because, when people are following each other like thick as thieves.
You're right.
Do you follow me? If not, I'm going to be upset.
Insider notes that there is a very strong likelihood the wedding is being filmed. Come on. In the chat, does anybody think that this wedding was not going to be filmed?
So Teresa had said that she wasn't. I'm telling you, I remember it like it was.
She wasn't sure if she was going to get her own spin-off on it.
Because someone asked her, "Is the wedding going to be filmed?" She responded, "We don't know yet. We don't know if we want it to be filmed. Keep it private. If there's going to be a spin-off, we don't know." And with that other crap came out that we now know is false.
I think that was just a bunch of lip service from
Yes,
Teresa. Oh,
correct.
we don't know if it's going to be filmed. Like, okay, I really want my own spinoff.
Right. And I think she was going with she doesn't want to be filmed because that sounds a lot better than her husband and my husband had a fight, you know?
Whoever wrote this article is in Teresa's pocket. This is like one of those LVP articles about like Puppygate. It's so like whoever wrote this article is like Teresa's like, hey, here's some shekels, write this. Caroline Manzo, Dina Manzo, 50, started on New Jersey from 09 to 10, then briefly returned in 2014 before quitting the reality show and she went and relocating to Los Angeles. She moved to Vegas. Didn't Dina move to Vegas?
No, Jacqueline's in Vegas.
Okay, you're right. Jacqueline's in Vegas. You got me on that one. In late June, Giudice, also 50, told Page Six that her wedding day would definitely not be on season 13.
Told you.
But like you said, but teased, we'll see.
Told you. Because she said those words like, not sure if we want to keep it private yet. And I can guarantee you when they got engaged, she said to Dina, like, we don't know what we want to do. Maybe we'll film it. Maybe we won't. Of course she was going to film it, but that is the reason she gave. And it's BS.
And it says, despite Dina Manzo not showing up for reality TV Wedding of the Year, she has taken part in several of the couple's celebrations leading up to the New Jersey ceremony. So you're gonna tell me that Dina was like the wedding shower. She was part of all these bachelorette party. She was part of all these ritual pre-wedding events. But then going to the wedding was too much.
And don't forget, her and Dave set up the engagement with Louis. They were the only other people there.
This is wild. And like people like are supposed to believe this.
Yeah, so I say it, but like back in July when I heard it for a hot minute, I did believe it because I'm like, Dina's super weird. She's super weird with the filming, the this, the that. So I'm like, okay, could be possible. Obviously it's not, but at that time I thought it could be.
The former Jersey star and her husband were with Guidas and Louis at 46 in Greece when they got engaged. And so they were together when they got engaged in Greece in 2021. Yeah. That's how close they are.
Yep.
But Dina couldn't make it to the wedding because there'd be cameras there. You don't think that obviously we all know that there's gonna be cameras there to begin with, and you don't think that Teresa and Dina talked about cameras being there when they got engaged, when they're doing the bridal shower, when they were at the bachelorette party, like, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, Teresa told Dina, hey, there's gonna be cameras there, and like a few days before, Dina pulls out.
But do you see how what I'm telling you is accurate? Because even that article you just said, it said, she said she's not sure yet. She went with that. Like, she rode that.
My response to that would be, well, when she originally asked me, if Teresa, say I'm Dina, and Teresa asked me, I would say to Teresa as Dina, listen, I would love to be in your bridal party. I would love to be at your wedding, but I don't want cameras there. So I'm going to bow out. And I won't be there, which from a friend to a friend, that doesn't make sense to me.
No. And especially
nothing makes sense.
Especially as close as they were, John.
You know, Dina was her ride or die. Like, regardless of it being filmed or not, Dina should have been there.
She's her daughter's mother. That's her gumada.
It is a gumad.
That's what I'm saying.
You just said gumada. I love you. I haven't heard that word in so long.
It's a gumada. Can you please explain for Wicked and the chat what a gumada is?
Brooklyn's given like serious Italian lingo right now, and I've not heard gumada in so goddamn long.
But it is, right? That's a gumad.
What's a gumad? Brooklyn, for everybody else that doesn't know.
So it could be two things. First of all, it could be like the woman husband's sleeping with. Yeah. So it could be someone your husband's sleeping with, like that's his gumad. You know, if you're in the mafia, and
that's the other woman. The gumad is the other woman.
Or it's a little strange because it could also mean like my son, his godmother, the person I made as his godmother is like my gumada because it's my son's godmother. So yeah, it's a little weird. It means two very different things. Got that one, Wicked?
Got it.
Now in Kentucky, I want you to walk around calling people gumadas, all right?
Gumadas.
There you go.
What's a butana?
Yeah, they'll just look at me like I've lost my mind.
There's a butana and there's a figure de butana. Which one? It's two different things.
They'll be like, English, Karen, English.
Oh, we're gonna get in trouble together, Brooklyn. I already see this coming. This is bad news. Bad news.
So point blank, it's a gumad. So the fact that they're on the outs and she didn't go to the wedding is out of control.
Oh my God, I can't.
So where are we? Because I don't want to get blamed for being lost in the notes, Wicked.
I'm lost on gumad. You just said that.
Okay, so Margaret breaks her hand, and then Teresa invites her.
Wait. Let me do something else. All of a sudden now, we have breaking news.
Breaking news. Oh no.
Oh, wait, I need my clip. Nope. That's it. Now, Teresa is okay if Caroline, her arch nemesis, comes back to New Jersey.
She's laying in the dark.
Do you think that Caroline would be okay? I mean, do you think that Teresa would be okay with Caroline coming back if she was still besties with Dina?
No. And don't forget, she thinks Caroline gave her the Maloika, and she thinks Caroline is the reason the FBI was called, which is not the case, but you know.
Oh my God, you just said the Maloika. It's the eyes. The Maloika is she put
that all on her, you know.
Wow, I feel like I'm talking to like someone in my family. Like I have not heard these terms. In the Maloika is like when you give like the eyes to somebody.
The evil, like she thinks Caroline is the reason she had like the evil on her.
Like Jennifer said, like in this live to go back to the show, which we've spoken about 10% of 2 hours in. Like we might have to do a part 2. I don't know. Jennifer was like, when she got like, hurt, Margaret was like, attacking me. And then like, she was saying my husband was cheating. And then like, I fell on the floor and I got, and then like, I broke my foot or picked
ankle, whatever the hell,
and then like, she had to go, and her mom said that she has the evil eye on her. And like, they had, she had to like do like this ritual thing, to get like, the eyes on
sheet and pour tea over her or whatever it was.
Yeah,
Alison Dubois should have been there, Wicked, to handle that. But but it's the evil is the Maloika.
Right.
And when you curse somebody Italian, this is what you use right there.
So let me tell you what we do. So let's say I have to go to a wedding, but I have an uncle who I think put the Maloika on me, and he's going to go to this wedding, right? So what I do is I either bring a horn in my pocketbook, or
oh my God, the fucking horn! Do you hang the horn from like your rearview mirror, Brooklyn?
Yeah, I got one. Then you got to put or you got to take some red fabric and put it in your bra, because whatever they're going to put on you, the red fabric we think will protect you and put it back on them. Like the Greeks have the evil eye.
It's true. I mean, like everything she's saying is 1,000,000% true.
That's the way they believe.
Red bra, you're set. Gotcha.
Yep.
Like and like I am flummoxed because I cannot believe Brooklyn's coming up with all this stuff. It's
But is that true? Yes.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Okay, here. Hand to God, everything she's saying is true. And like we didn't talk about this. It like Italians, like we're very like I don't know, like crazy. But this is what families talk about. And you better believe that Teresa and Melissa and all that and Kathy and Rosie, they all know about the Maloik.
Oh, yeah.
They all know about like stuff.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's very
It's
God.
very cultural. It is. It's very cultural, and that's what a lot of this stems from.
You're like muffled a little bit, Brooklyn.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's very cultural, bottom line, and that's this show to me is very cultural in a lot of ways.
All right, so can we talk about the show a little bit? I don't even know.
Sure.
Yes, and I think we're doing a good job of talking about the show.
Well, you know what? Listen, this is a great jumping off point because a lot of people don't know Italians
And it helps them understand the show,
yes.
John. It really does.
And like I cannot the word like I the Maloikia. And like you get like eat some garlic. Oh my God. Like it's crazy. Like I am not like all my Italian family's passed away. I don't these are terms my family's passed away. I have no one left, except a handful of cousins. And like the terms that Brooklyn's saying right now, like it reminds me of like my aunts and uncles and like my grandparents talking about shit. And like you have to be an old school Guinea for this shit. Like you gotta be like a real Italian.
Teresa is, John. She
is. Yes, yeah. And so is Joe, and I think Melissa is too.
Oh, it's Dolores, trust me.
And I just to hear these words again, like gumata. I haven't heard gumata. Like I have not heard that in so long.
And I love that you know the meaning, and I love that
you. Of course, I know.
Yep.
My father was born and raised in Italy. My mom, is second generation Italian. Like, our we get the seven the 7 layers of fish for Christmas fucking Eve. We're very, very, and again, like, I don't have that anymore because they're all gone. And just to hear like these terms, like it puts a smile on my face and it reminds me of them. So thank you so much for like.
Oh, honey.
No, I really appreciate because like it's
next year you come to Christmas at
Cody's not Italian.
My husband's not Italian either. He thinks he is.
He looks Italian, but he's not. It's nice to like hear
reminisce.
Yeah, it really is. So all right, let's. You said I almost lost it when you said she's the gumad, and I'm like, oh my God, and you know how to say the words correctly, like it's galamad, it's managot. What else? What else is there?
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella. And then when I say it like that on lives, people are like, oh, John Yates doesn't know how to say calamari. I'm like, no, that's not how you say it.
Well, and again, going back to the show, like I said earlier, I really believe that other parts of the country, people viewing, may not understand certain codes Dolores says, or that, they may not understand why someone is this way or why they're doing it this way or what. It's just very different,
Gotcha. Okay. So then Danielle is married. The new Danielle is married to her walking Adonis, Dominic.
That was a bit much, Wicked. He's cute, but that was a bit dramatic.
Yeah. Like, I
give me a break.
There's few people that I consider Adonis. He would not be one of them.
Thank you. for that because I thought I was in a boat by myself.
Yeah, no. And then, Dominic, who's 7, can't pour his cereal into the bowl. I'm like, you're 7.
And again, that's pretty cultural because they are also Italian. And I got to tell you.
But I'm like, he should be able to get the bowl. I mean, he probably can't hit the toilet either, but that's beside the point.
Nope.
And then Valentina is very sassy. And I think Valentina is going to be on Jersey Shore, like the reboot 4.0.
That's a good guess.
Yeah, she's going to be the new Angelina.
Valentina, my daughter, unfortunately.
Yes. But she was interesting.
Listen, I liked her out the gate because she seemed like she was natural. She's newly filming. She's new to the franchise, and I think she did a pretty decent job. She was all right. I didn't like the other one very much, Danielle, so far, but we'll see how that goes. I do like Jen very much already.
Yeah, because without the intro, it was hard to know who was the friend and who was the cast.
Right, so I know the connection of Jen to the girls. I know the connection of Danielle to the girls. I'm sorry. I know the connection of Jen. I know the connection of what's the blonde's name?
Jen Fessler is Margaret's friend.
Yes, and what's the blonde's? What's her name?
Danielle.
Yeah.
Okay, but the other one, the dark-haired girl, what's her name?
Rachel.
Okay, I don't know Rachel
Fuda.
Yeah, I liked her. I mean, she seems like she's pretty reasonable, and
Rachel has the husband with the tits.
Rachel's a young one,
right?
No, that's Jen. No, that's Danielle. Danielle has the husband with
the Adonis
with the man pecs.
She called him Adonis, which I have to disagree on that again.
Okay.
Did you see him with his shirt off though?
Listen, he's very handsome, and of course, I would never take that away. But to call him Adonis on national TV, girl, come on. Calm down.
Listen, they are a good-looking couple. But
he's not like Mark Wahlberg, Marky Mark.
Well,
no.
I mean, when you sit on his face, does everything else really matter?
Oh, Cody.
Oh, that's so bad.
This is a PG-13.
I'm allowed to curse, and you're talking about sitting on the face. I'm gonna bust out. My true self is coming through now.
No, let's not get crazy. Okay, so
yeah, I was disturbed by Rachel's husband in the calendar shoot because you can clearly tell that he dyes his beard.
Yeah, I don't.
Was he like the lumberjack?
Yeah. He was freshly colored that day.
Well,
yeah, am I right on that one too?
The model, I was like, he modeled for what? Big Macs?
Depends.
Cody.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
He was a model at one time, and he was on Law and Order.
I guess he shot one episode as an extra. I don't know what his name is. Maybe
he's probably the dead body.
Corpse number 3.
Well,
Law and Order. I don't know.
Now that you brought up the calendar shoot, I gotta tell you, I felt
I don't
bad
usually
for Bill.
on lives, but I need one because we're at the 2-hour mark and we still have about 85% of the show we haven't covered yet.
So I was just gonna talk about the calendar shoot. So I felt bad for freaking Bill because all these guys are going with.
I feel bad for Joe.
What do you mean, Joe? Oh, Joe and Bill.
Joe.
You knew they were throwing them in there just because they had to do it. They had to do it. And I gotta tell you though, that oil makes everybody look good. I should buy some of that shit.
Okay, well, since we're talking about the calendar thing,
was my favorite.
I love.
You have the calendar.
Evan was by far the hottest.
Yeah.
Of them all.
No, disagree.
Cody wants Joe Gorga, so
Joe looked good when he was holding the platters and stuff. When I don't know. I would have loved to have seen the final version.
Now, talking about meeting them in person, I did meet Joe Gorga in person in Atlantic City, and I gotta say this, and I'm not being mean. Joe Gorga is about 5 feet tall.
That doesn't surprise me.
God forgive me. Short men are hot too.
Joe Gorga is a beautiful guy.
No, John, of course he is. I'm never saying he's not, but I just want you to know he reaches my boobies.
Okay, I know that.
That's sexy.
Remember when Kim D called him an MIDGET?
Yes.
You can't say that word anymore.
Yeah.
But but Joe is very, very, very handsome.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
me,
yeah, definitely.
You could be as handsome as God can make you, but if you're 3'5", I'm like,
And
like,
that's kind of how I felt. We were in AC. We were at Harrah's. He was very sweet. It was
you were at Harrah's on the marina.
Yes, we went to Harrah's. I was gambling.
Love it. Love it.
I was 8 hours into my machine, and he walks by, and he's very sweet. He gambles next to me, and I was higher than him on the fucking chair. Sorry.
Listen,
it's okay.
He's good looking, and
my grandpa used to say dynamite comes in small packages because he was
I'm sure Joe says that too.
If we're talking about, listen, but here's the thing: Evan is everything. He's got the good job. He's a nice guy. He's hot as fuck.
Evan is like, I saw him.
Total package.
I
Any
was
Jewish
like,
I love.
Like, I was like, and like, we hung out with Evan. Like, we met Evan and Jackie. We hung out with them, and like, they're great. They're so fucking cool. Like, they're so down to earth. I'm so pissed off that Jackie got demoted to friend status. Like,
I am too, because I think that they really could have done a lot with her anorexia.
Yeah, but let's
be awareness.
She's too normal. She talks too smart. She's too normal to hold that place. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, she's the attorney.
Well, she held it for
she knows.
I think right now for Jackie, I think it's best that she's a friend because of her health issues. I think that
Correct.
she, hopefully, she's getting better. And
I thought she looked fantastic though. She looked like she put on some weight and wasn't so skeletal.
Agreed. I just think that she's educated and she's smart and she's well spoken. And I just think that for a housewife, those three things don't always come into play.
No, Jackie probably is one of the smartest housewives we've ever had on any franchise. Like, Jackie is very, very educated. She's a blogger. She's a writer. She's got like a lot going on. And I want her husband. No, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
What? I love you.
I don't care.
Look like Evan more.
But
Evan,
me a bigger check, and then I will.
Evan was number one on.
Yeah, he was.
Gorga's hot dogs. He can feed me hot dogs any day.
And see, like, that's the great thing about me and Cody. Like, when we're with Evan and Joe Gorga, like, I'll take Evan. Cody could have.
Perfect.
And like, we're good to go.
Perfect.
See? No problems whatsoever.
Don't be mad if I reach over and tickle.
No, you can have my man. That's all for me.
Cody, you made choice, Cody.
No, have you seen the calendar?
No, but I want it. Oh yeah, well, we saw it last night.
Okay.
We looked it up, and
I was just hoping that Jennifer wasn't in there with Bill.
What was she?
They had a picture of her with his stethoscope.
I saw that.
I'm like, please don't put that in film.
If I had to rate all the husbands, I would put Evan number 1, Joe Gorga number 2.
I would reverse it, but on the same track.
Then I guess
Danielle would have been good if he wasn't there.
I think
I would put probably 3.
Frank would be number 3.
Frank 4.
Frank with the bunny ears. He has to have the rabbit ears.
I don't know who the lumberjack is, whatever. I don't know, but Evan's the best, so whatever.
That's a lot. I can't hold all that weight.
Evan got me all hot and bothered last night. I'm like, put big socks on it and get a basketball in your face last night. So whatever. That's just on me.
I did. You fell asleep.
Let's shoot some hoops. Yeah. So where are we? Okay, so
I say you put Frankie Jr. in there.
Well,
that's too much. Now he should have cover of it.
Frankie Jr. could have.
They should have had Frankie Jr. in that. Honestly.
Yeah, we should have.
Sorry.
You're welcome.
I could cougar him all day.
Oh, absolutely, all of us.
All right, so where are we now? I'm on my first page of notes. It's
John,
2 hours and 13 minutes in.
But see, I'm almost. I've got like a lot of mine crossed out.
Oh, good. At least someone has.
Yes. So they finish up from the skate party.
Oh, did we talk about how Dolores tried to talked to Jen a few times
Exactly.
at the rollering rink, and and then Jen kept walking away from her because
True.
Jen with her mechanical fucking boot because she broke one singular toe,
and the scooter that never made it into the building. And again, she's wearing high heels.
And I love when what is the girl's name? I keep forgetting her name with the dark hair, the new one. When she says to her,
Rachel
complaining about Dolores, Rachel goes, "Well, you are a hypocrite." I mean, she didn't say it like that.
I love that. That was later at the that was at the photo shoot.
Then she starts to cry.
But it's like,
she's right.
Has Jennifer heard herself talk?
No.
I don't think she does. I think
she's too busy at Tri-County. No.
She wants to get upset because Dolores said, F you, see you next Tuesday, and clutches the pearls and like, seriously, come on.
And Jennifer's like, I'm a good person. Like, no, you're not.
I'm a nice one and you're mean.
She's a hypocrite. And the Italians have a saying, it doesn't really translate well in English, but they say, when you spit in the sky, it comes back in your face. And she spits in the sky a lot, and it came back in her face. Don't say shit about other people because your husband cheated on you while you were 9 months pregnant.
We're not related? Like, are we like family? And like, I haven't met you yet. Are you sure? Like, because like everything you say, I know.
But okay, but right? I mean, that is exactly the case. You spit in the sky, it comes back in your face.
Are you a cousin I never met before, Brooklyn? Probably. Are you sure? Because I think you might be.
But it's like, she has thrown some serious insults.
That's right.
And, like with the whole thing with BravoCon, she's wanting to get in Joe Gorga's face. And then I think a part of her is a little jealous because Bill is so reserved and kind of laid back, like, come on, let's go, shut up, let's go, get out the door. And,
I think that she talks a lot of shit. I think she's a bean shooter. I really think she's a bean shooter. I think that she
bean shooter.
Please define bean shooter.
Like she makes herself bigger than she is. She tells a lot of lies to make her life seem so grandiose.
Agreed.
Right?
Well, she's got like 16 bathrooms, so she has a grandiose life.
And she's got a big mortgage too, John.
Oh, well, 8 in plastic surgery. So there you go.
Mortgage.
She's the queen of Paramus.
She was trying to get on that show for years, going to every event, going here, going there. She had that house built just to get on that show.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to, put a dormer on my cottage here, so I can be on the next season of New Jersey.
I'll dormer my Levitt, and we'll get on.
I could be like, I can give you like a good, hand hip pose. There you go.
The shirt looks like you're naked. It fits perfect.
There you go.
If I had a marker, I could draw on your chest.
Hey,
Harry,
you guys need watches? No.
So yeah, that was interesting. That little argument she had with Dolores, if you can call it an argument.
But it's like, she's sitting there and she's talking smack, and Dolores is within hearing distance.
Dolores,
and then she's like, you're not a good friend to me. Like, what did she do?
Not a damn thing.
Nope. Dolores did dick. Nothing. She did not do anything for Jennifer to treat her the way she's treating her.
No.
I'm just, I don't get it.
Like she needs a fight with someone, like she needs some right out the gate.
I mean, she's dishing with the newbies about how I can't see why she calls me a hypocrite. And then, it's just.
Well, why are you a hypocrite? You blast Margaret about how she married her husband. And then again, while your husband was banging his secretary while you're 9 months pregnant. That's why you're a hypocrite.
John,
I don't know what my tagline would be.
Ooh, maybe that'll be
it would be very sassy, and I would give 2 snaps and a double hip hold.
Maybe we should think of taglines next week.
We should think of taglines. We could start the show with it.
Brilliant.
Okay, tagline It's your homework. Tagline.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to work on. We'll do a new graphic for our thing, like where like we like do like our like little tagline. We can make it like where like MTT you hear. We can make a video like an opening for Housewives where like we have our names and like we do our taglines, and I could have Cody and my cats behind me.
I've got the perfect thing that I can hold. There you go. You know what this is?
No.
It's a mint julep cup. Kentucky Derby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's from 2011.
Yeah, no, we'll do a whole wait, hold on.
At the Derby, this is about a $500 glass of mint julep, and you get to keep the cup.
Wow.
Do I have to wear like a ball gown?
I'm gonna do my hair like Snooki. That Teresa looked like Snooki at her wedding with that freaking hair.
No, Teresa looked like she was filming my big fat Jersey gypsy wedding.
That I never expected her to look like that.
One, which I don't. Listen, I like good hair. I don't know what Teresa was thinking with like the height, like
John, I was shocked. With all the money they have, with all the fame, I was shocked when I saw that first picture that she did her hair like that. Shocked.
I don't know if Teresa was going for like a Marie Antoinette look, like let them eat cake, like
literally order Aquanet.
The bigger the hair, the closer to God.
There you are. I guess that's it then. I thought Teresa looked beautiful. She had, her train.
Except the hair.
I don't know. I don't want to like discredit Teresa on her wedding day because she looked really pretty.
No, listen, it was absolutely stunning.
She was beautiful. Except if I had to tweak a couple of things, I would have lowered the hair from here to maybe here.
Correct.
Maybe like put like a nice bump it in there. She wanted some height.
She needs a nice under.
And like bumpets are like as seen on TV. Like just get a bump it, right? You put a little bump it in if she wanted the height. And the dress was beautiful. The train was like,
it was stunning. It was stunning.
It was stunning, but it was like a little bit over the top. I mean, Teresa, you're not Anastasia. You're not the crown princess Anastasia.
Yeah, wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
Hold on a second. Didn't the Kardashian do that train first, and then Teresa did it a month later? Remember what Travis, whatever his name is, when he married that one, she had the train with the words on it. Teresa did it a month later.
Courtney, right?
Yeah, when Courtney and Travis got married.
And I've never watched one episode of the Kardashians. Not one. I'm like in that category. I've never seen one episode, and I never will.
Neither have I.
I can say the same thing about Honey Boo Boo.
Yes, a bump it. Like a simple bump it would have made it so much better. But listen, Teresa, everyone in the world gave Teresa shit for that hair. I mean, it was just too much.
Rightfully so.
It was just too much.
That's what I do for a living. Trust me. Rightfully so.
No,
MTC. You remember the banana clips?
MTC, we're gonna do videos of us doing taglines. We're gonna start the new shows for Housewives with us, instead of the intro, instead of this intro. Hold on. No, not that.
Here, let me practice.
Well, I'm gonna have to.
So instead of that intro, we use for everything else, I think we should do a new intro with us and the panelists having taglines. I think that'd be cute.
Okay.
We're building our own franchise here.
Yeah. It's the Real Housewives of John Yates YouTube.
There you go.
Hashtag RHUJYTTWBCQA. So that's gonna be it.
We got it. Tagline next week.
And OC starting shortly after.
Yes, I'm excited for that one.
Brooklyn, are you excited for OC?
Oh yeah, I've been watching it for years.
Good.
And then I think
4.5 hours to talk about both of them.
I think the only thing we really didn't talk about was the meeting with Teresa, Margaret, and Joe. And that Margaret is trying to convey to Teresa, like, we were genuinely worried about you. And Teresa's like, I don't care. And then Margaret's like, well, why didn't you just come to me and say, this is hurting me. This is hurting my family. And she was like, I tried. And I really don't think she did. She just kept being all pissy to Margaret. And it made me laugh because, Louis comes up and he's like, you're cutting her off. No, I'm not. You're cutting me off now. I was like, oh, this is the Tom Girardi, Erica Girardi dinner with the Vanderpump.
No, she needs it though, Wicked. She needs that in her life.
Tom Girardi said it to Erica in a negative way. Tom was like, Erica, shut up. I'm trying to make a point.
Correct. You're right.
It's very, I get the comparison, Wicked. I do, because Tom did cut Erica off, but Tom cut, oh God, you're making me defend Erica Jane right now. See,
right.
But Tom, he cut Erica off and he put her down.
Yeah.
When he did that.
Yeah. And he's trying to make Teresa look better.
And better, exactly.
He's trying to look better.
I can't with your. All right, I'm gonna have to go to Long Island tomorrow for our next live, so we can do this in person.
But then Teresa comes back and says, oh, well, it was hurting my family. Okay, well, what has Melissa been telling you for the last 10 years? You're hurting her family. So.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
She's got a one-track mind. She sees it the way she sees it. And I'm happy Margaret didn't just bow down. She kept up and said, is this real though? Is it for real? I mean,
right.
Going to continue? Is this just bullshit?
I think that Louis, despite what we heard last season about him, and the videos and all this stuff, I think that Louis is actually good for Teresa.
Agreed.
And, it seems like that, Louis is the Teresa whisperer. And she listens to him. Even at the reunion last season, Teresa, Louis was like, let Margaret talk. Let's hear this. And he was the same way at lunch when Teresa served cheese and crackers for Margaret. Mark at the roller skating rink. Margaret goes to Melissa or whatever, and she's like, Teresa's inviting me over for dinner. And she goes, what are they serving? She goes, oh, cheese and crackers. Come over to my house for cheese and crackers. But I imagine the old school, the cheese and cracker things with the red spoon. You know what I'm talking about?
John, I was telling Wicked, because Teresa, she lost her mother, she lost her father, she's not talking to her brother, she's got no family. So now here's this guy. The parents love her. The sisters love her. She's got it all wrapped up in one package, and she wants to hold on to it, and she wants to be like them. And like she said, they talk things out. Right. They talk things out. Their mother's a therapist. They express their feelings. So now she's been introduced to this, and she's grabbing onto it, and she loves every second of it.
And I think it's a good fit.
Absolutely.
But when she came home, she was all about the namaste.
Freaking
Stay away if you can't. Namaste.
Yeah, but that was 7 years ago now.
Every one of my cousins that got arrested, they go to jail. All of a sudden, they tell me they're reading the Bible. They come back out. They come back out. They got hubcaps again. I don't know what happens when they're in there, but they're not reading the Bible anymore. So
Oh my God, this is the best panel.
Every time somebody I know goes away, all of a sudden, you hear about Paulie? He's reading the Bible now. Really? He's going to come out and be a priest? He comes out.
His life.
Yeah.
He changed his life.
He comes out. He's got a wife, a girlfriend here, a girlfriend there. He don't read the Bible no more.
I can't with you. I really.
So it's, the minute she came back, boom, back to reality.
Yeah. And then we finally meet Paulie, and we agree he's not hotter than donut grease. He,
Well, Paulie is a step up from David, looks wise, I would say.
Okay, yeah.
He definitely has a type. She prefers like muscular kind of people.
Well, David was not muscular at all.
No, he wasn't.
I met David. He's like me. He's like this. Like I met David.
But he seems to adore Dolores, and I'm happy for her. I mean, if she's happy, then fantastic.
But going back to Marge and Teresa, so I guess they made up, and I guess the rest of the season we're going to see them be cordial, and then of course Marge goes to the wedding.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Well, that's why
they're not going to be cordial.
But
and Margaret only went to the wedding for like 5 minutes.
Right. And then as of today, because they went on the press tour yesterday or whatever day, 2 days ago. So Marge made comments on the Sherry show that she did it out of respect. And then she left. She couldn't dance. She felt bad dancing. Then Teresa said today, why'd you come? I invited you. Stay home. She said, Rachel called me and said she couldn't come.
But originally, like, she didn't even invite Margaret. She goes, you're not coming.
Right.
She only gave Margaret the invitation like afterwards.
She said it at the house. She goes, I want you to come to my wedding.
Can we talk about something? What kind of envelopes? And now Brooklyn, well, Italians with envelopes. What kind of envelopes are these people giving each other at these weddings? I want to know this.
Well, okay. So when I got married, I'm just going to say this. I'm not a celebrity, but when I got married, like my close friends and family, my family, they would give you a booster at your wedding. And usually there was like, if it's my uncle, it's like $1,500. If it's my cousin, it's like $1,000. So I'm going to think between them, they're probably giving each other a couple thousand, right? No?
No, I'm with you. I'm just like, you said the booster. And again, it's a term I haven't heard in a bit.
That's what it is. The booster is the gift, Wicked.
Gotcha.
And then you place it in the box.
Yeah. And then you got one person like your Nonna or somebody that could beat somebody down that watches that goddamn box all night long.
Yeah. It's usually the great grandmother who's like in charge of the box.
Because nobody fucks with my Nonna. She'll kill a bitch. So she watches like a hawk.
Yeah, that's my 93-year-old aunt. She will shank you.
Oh, yes.
Do Italians only have the box?
We use a bird cage now sometimes.
Yeah, box bird cage.
Yeah,
it's just an Italian. Like you put it in the box, and like,
lockbox.
Well, I don't know for our weddings. I've been to some like non-Italian weddings, and they just put it in the box and keep it moving. But at our weddings, you got to stand on line to put it in the box and say goodnight to the bride and groom.
Yeah,
could be like an hour.
So, what do you think? Like Jennifer's envelope was to Teresa.
Couple thousand. I don't think it's, that's a good question. And a couple years ago, I was wondering that. I remember there was something on one of the housewives and they had to get
gifts. Even give money to each other?
Well, I think they do. Yeah, I think they do. And I remember a housewife giving another housewife something. And then the girl said it. Oh, she gave me a plate. And I Googled, it was Kyle. Kyle brought a gift to an engagement party. And I Googled the plate that she brought. And it was like $800. And I thought she'd give more. But that's, just saying.
Oh my God. At my wedding, we were counting the envelopes in our bridal suite, like right before it ended. I'm like, I want to know, because I'm like, I want to know what they all gave me.
Well, we write it in a book.
So I know how to say, no, we wrote it in the book, honey.
Yeah, we write it in the book.
I wanted to know before people left, like how much they gave. So I knew how to say goodbye to them.
Oh yeah.
So I had like 3 of my bridesmaids opening up envelopes in a bridal suite, like an hour before like our wedding ended. Cause I'm like, I need to know who I need to like say goodbye to and who I need to say goodbye to.
Oh yeah. And some people I only invited because I knew it was going to be a good booster.
Of course.
So.
Oh my God. I love it. I love all of it. I love it. Did we talk about the show at all tonight?
Yes, we did.
I don't know why you keep saying we talked a lot about it.
I feel like we put most of our like personal things in there, but like, okay.
Oh, you did, but I mean, it still was in context of what we were talking about.
Wicked took great notes, so thank you so much, Wicked. You did a great job.
I typed them. Can you see that?
You did a great job. And something, I think this was a great live. Of course, I'm not John, but I think this was a great live because we explained to the audience a lot of backstory of why they are the way they are.
Yeah.
And laid the groundwork for that. You know what I mean?
Yes. And we lost Bright Light at one time. She just poofed down.
Yeah. Too many weird words.
Yeah, because a lot of people like, I think it's like Italians are mostly like in like our area, like New York, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like our home base. Like I don't like know if there's like a lot like I lived in Florida for like a while, like 10 years on and off, and like I felt like I was like the only Italian there. Like I'm like, okay, like no one gets me. But it's there's so many intricacies like with like all like
Part of the culture.
yeah, and
Like so wicked. It's like you and I were talking about Joe Giudice, right? Like your perspective on him and my perspective. Now I could see your perspective. He spoke abruptly. He was disrespectful to her. Like, why would I like him? Like, right? But for me, growing up with 500 Joe Giudices, I understand that he has a good heart and that he doesn't know how to speak any different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just I think it's just a cultural thing. It's what you're used to.
Could be.
I agree. Like this is great. Like I'm so happy that my 2 golden buzzers are here, and
good.
And Bright Light, who was here, like she was a friend of this panel.
Yes.
Bright Light was a Jackie. She just stood up a little bit. So we have Bright Light as in the friend of role, and I don't know where Erin is. I hope she DMs me, but like this was great. I loved it.
It was. It looks like in the chat everybody liked it too. That's good.
And if you don't like it, we're gonna come after you. So like
exactly
through Italian style.
If you learned anything in this
you're gonna come pick me up.
Watch yourself.
Oh, I love it. I'm trying to read like oh wait, we didn't talk about the fight between Dolores and Jen at the end.
Oh well.
See?
Yeah. I mean, they're asking Jennifer, Melissa's talking to Jennifer and saying, why hasn't, I'm joking, asked why they haven't spoke when Jennifer's like, well, the last 2 times she saw me, how many times am I supposed to put myself out there and be ignored? And
Jennifer's like, I'm a great friend. Everybody loves me. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
She's a freaking narcissist. I told you she's a bean shooter.
You're a good person, Jen?
Yeah.
Maybe in Teresa's eyes. No, not one other cast member on the show like Jennifer. Just Teresa.
Jennifer's nose is so brown.
Someone was being snarky with me last night on Twitter, and I fed them back like the realness. Wait, they were like, Jennifer always brings it, and they should all be afraid of her. I'm like, what?
What does she bring?
For like her botched nose job? What? Because they should be afraid of that. If I saw that nose coming at me, I would run the other way. So in that sense, yeah, Jennifer's scary.
Beg my husband and give him blowjobs every day for next year.
Husband.
Jennifer is,
honestly, I think Jennifer tries too hard. She tries too hard.
Of course she does, because she wants to stay on the show. Like you said, like she's been wanting to be on the show since it started, and now she's on it, and she feels like, you know what? Let me play devil's advocate. Maybe Jennifer is not like this at all in real life, but she's doing whatever she can to like be on the show and make waves, so they keep bringing her back.
So let me tell you what I respect about Jennifer in real life. I respect her to death because even after 3-4 seasons and being famous and all that crap and all that gotzas, even after all that, she still promotes her family, provides for her family. Like she's constantly plugging her brothers and keeping everybody together. Like I see that. I do. I follow her. But that's like about it. She's annoying. She tries too hard. She's up Teresa's ass.
She's up Teresa's ass. That's the fucking thing. And like, listen, Jennifer has like good, like you said, Brooklyn, good points. Like, I don't hate anybody. I don't. Like, we're talking about a show, like, and I put my opinions in it. I don't think anybody's the worst person on earth. I don't. But and when Jennifer with her gay brother and she was trying to talk her mom into accept, I was like that resonated with me. I'm like, and I was like, God, I hate Jennifer, but she's doing really good here, right. And when I say I hate, I don't hate, I just don't whatever. But Jennifer has her good points, like Teresa does, which we talked about. Everybody has their good points. You may not be well liked, but as long as you show a little bit of humanity here and there, like Jennifer did with her brother or whatever, then I could respect you. If you're all bad all the time, then
you want to find a common ground with a housewife. We're watching them, we're invested. You want to find something you can grab onto that makes you like that person, but she makes it really hard. She really does.
It's very clear that Jennifer is Teresa's lapdog. That after Salb got fired for the hair pulling with Margaret, which Teresa should have been penalized for that. I'm sorry. That was at Teresa's behest. Danielle was the one that asked Teresa, should I do this? Right. And Teresa gave her the green light
for it.
And Teresa and Danielle gets fired and Teresa's still there.
Listen, Danielle is iconic in her own right. And Danielle, I didn't love her, but she brought a lot to that show. She made a lot of what's still played on today. You know what I mean? And I think that Margaret was big to forgive Teresa for that. I think that, well, I mean, who knows if she
I don't think that Margaret ever really.
I was going to say
for that. I think she
did.
I couldn't.
No. On national TV, being dragged across the store like that, no.
Being humiliated and no, that's
love the Marge, so
I could never have forgave Teresa for that.
And if somebody
again, we're Italian. Now, Brooklyn, if it was, say it wasn't Margaret, say it was Danielle who pulled Melissa's hair at Teresa's behest, do you think that Melissa would have been okay with Danielle after that?
I don't see why she would have, but in order to be good with Teresa, she would have tried.
No, because I disagree.
I think that Melissa's done a lot of eating shit to be good with Teresa.
Exactly. So do you think that if it was Melissa's hair being pulled at that shop and Teresa saying to Danielle, pull Melissa's hair, do you think that Melissa would have forgave Teresa for that?
I think that Melissa would have tried because she's been trying for years. They called her a stripper on national TV. They called in some creepy
They had the guy from Elizabeth on the show.
They called in this asshole to say that come on, they did a lot to her, John, a lot. And she's got 3 kids who watched it.
And I'm kind of happy with Melissa, that she's finally listen, I've tried and I tried and I tried and I tried and fuck it. It's not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
And I know that Melissa was doing it for her brother. Any normal person after what Teresa put Melissa through would have been fuck this bitch. No.
Yeah.
But it was her brother and Melissa kept trying. And
it's
I don't know.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, I'll tell you right now. I mean, I love my brother to death. I love his wife. I love his kids like they're my own. I would hate to be going through that. I mean, Joe has a party for his daughter, let's say, or his daughter gets married. Who's coming from his family? It's really messed up that they don't talk to Kathy and Rich anymore. They had a really nice relationship.
It was always messed up.
It's really messed up and that was Joe and Melissa. Why did they do that to them? Why'd they cut them off?
Teresa wanted to be the star of the show.
Yeah, but Joe didn't have to do that. Kathy was there for him when his sister wasn't, number one. And number two, look at when Kathy's daughter got married and her son called Melissa and Joe animals. And remember that whole thing? Yeah. And he said, you guys don't know what they're really like.
Teresa, like we said earlier, 2 hours ago. Oh my God, we're at the almost 3 hour mark. Jesus Christ, for New Jersey.
This happens every time I come on here. It's
no, it's fine. Like I always say, our recaps are like long, but like we're talking about like a lot of stuff that people may not understand.
Right.
Especially, but when the show first started, like which we said earlier, it was about the Manzos and the Loritas, right? And Teresa was the odd man out. And then, I would have thought when, season 3, when Melissa and Joe came on board, then Kathy and Richie came on board, and you had Rosie.
John, I can't stress this enough. I'm telling you, I know it like I know my name. It's the way they came on. Listen, the first scene that she ever shot with her brother, the very first minute that she ever shot on camera with her brother is when she walked up to him at the christening and she said, I want to congratulate you. And he called her trash. You cannot put that all on Teresa. It's the way they came on. If they would have called her a month before and said, they want us, I wanted your blessing, it's your show, they want us on. It's the respect issue, John. He made that huge scene the very first second they were filming.
I get that. I understand that. I
did not get over it.
But we don't know what facilitated.
It don't matter. You're on camera. You don't do that shit in front of America. You do it in the privacy of your own home. You be fake on camera then.
But they're reality TV people, right?
And another thing, she said, I saw the Manzos being filmed together, and I saw what it was doing to their family. I did not want to be on camera with my family.
But, the Manzos were, well, obviously Caroline and Jacqueline and Chris were like, a unit. Dina never really got along. Even in the first couple of seasons, was Dina and Caroline did they ever shoot together?
Dina, I don't know if you know this or if you remember this, but when I first saw Dina and Caroline on TV for the first time, it was not Housewives. Years ago, there was a show on MTV or VH1, My Fabulous Wedding or My Rich Fabulous Wedding. And Dina Manzo was the bride on one of those shows. And she was living with Caroline and she was marrying Caroline's brother-in-law. And they had the wedding at the Brownstone and Caroline planned the whole wedding. That was the first show they were ever on. From that, they got on Housewives when it was being made. So she lived with Caroline. She was the baby of the family. Caroline helped raise her, but she never got along with Jacqueline. And Jacqueline and Caroline were close, and that destroyed their relationship.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Would you want to see Caroline back on?
What?
Would you want to see Caroline back on?
Absolutely, I do.
Wicked, how about you?
Yeah.
I want to see her and Teresa talk about what they went through and hash it out.
But now that Teresa's okay with Caroline coming back, makes me like, I'm like, Like Caroline was like the only one that ever kept Teresa in check.
And that's why
Teresa was scared of Caroline. Like remember that scene when they were like, it was like season 4, I think. Like, Teresa and Jacqueline were in Jacqueline's like on her deck. And it was like when Teresa was selling stories, like, In Touch and whatnot. And, they found out on vacation. And then they were like, well, why didn't, and Caroline was mad. Like, why didn't Teresa tell us that this was going to be like, in there? And Teresa's like, I don't know. I have, deals with these people and like, whatever. And
Teresa was trying to make money any way she could because she knew what was coming. She knew she was losing her house. She knew the bankruptcy was coming. She didn't want to tell the world. And they did bombard her that night. Caroline planned that. She planned to come over.
Well, she kind of deserved it. I'm sorry. Like, at first it was like, Jacqueline and Teresa. And, it's the first time, because Jacqueline and Teresa were like this. And I love Jacqueline and Loretta. But, and then, somebody needed to call Teresa out, though.
Well, now, John, I know you love Jacqueline, but have you seen what she's been writing about Melissa?
Not good. I know.
And I'll tell you, that's why I'm spinning. Because I've been rewatching the episodes, listening to what Jacqueline's saying, watching old things that make a lot more sense to me now. Jacqueline said the other day, she goes, Melissa had me. She goes, she had me for a minute, but I see who she is now. From day one, she bad talked Teresa to me. From day one.
So you're gonna tell me now, Miss Jacqueline Larita, and again, I like Jacqueline. Season 7, you were tried and convicted. That Jacqueline on Teresa, now, why is Jacqueline now defending Teresa, and now, what happened? What made it seem like that now that Caroline and now Jacqueline are good with Teresa?
Don't forget,
did Teresa have to call in some help? Hey,
don't forget when they were in Vermont. I watched that episode. She was sitting across that table from Melissa, and Melissa was good with Teresa, and she said, "Melissa, are you going to tell me that I didn't tell you, blah, blah?" And Melissa goes, "I don't know. I can't answer. You're not letting me talk." Melissa was playing two sides of the stick, and Jacqueline realized it. Now, people have been reaching out to Jacqueline because of the talk of Caroline coming on the show. And she said yesterday, she goes, "I am never coming back on the show. I live in Vegas. I want nothing to do with it. But if you're going to ask me, I'm she'll never be friends with Teresa again."
I don't know. It's weird. All of a sudden, that Jacqueline's now defending Teresa.
I don't think she's defending Teresa. I think she's saying her truth. She says, "I'll always be an OG, and I have no intentions of coming back. I live in Vegas. I have a son. I can't get away even for babysitting." She said, "But bottom line, I'm telling my truth. Somebody asked me, I answered. That's my truth. Melissa's fake as fuck." That's what she says. I don't know.
Well, Amber had also said the same about Melissa.
John, I'm telling you, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Listen, I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to
listen, let's be real. She's made her money and her fame off the back of fighting with Teresa. Whether she didn't do it on purpose, whether Teresa was wrong and she was right, it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Regardless if Melissa was ever on the show or not, she was gonna have a good life with Joe. Joe, has
Joe. John,
they're not making, they don't live in that house because they're on Housewives.
I'm gonna have to stop you right there because I want to say this. When they first had Antonia and Teresa got on the show, they couldn't afford diapers. I watched him in an interview years back, and he said when Antonia was born, they were trying to stretch diapers. They didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. He had a regular, normal business. That house was being built while she was trying to go. They owed a ton of money on that house, okay? That was supposed to be a spec home. He moved into it because she got on the show. They were supposed to flip it, okay? That's number one. Number two, now he makes a good living. She's getting $1.5 million a year for the show. His name blew up because of the show. Now they're millionaires. Back then, they weren't millionaires. Yeah, you have to understand that too. You know what I'm saying? Do you remember in season 1 when he got paid $5,000 to be on a tanning billboard?
Yeah, I do. Actually.
Okay, you think he wanted to be on a tanning billboard in underwear? No, he needed the $5,000.
No, but Joe also is very comfortable with his body and himself. So I don't think Joe. It wasn't like he was like, oh, Joe.
Okay. What do you think he would take that $5,000 right now? He don't need it right now. He owns
it right now. No. Yes,
you get what I'm trying to say. It's different. They've gotten a lot from this, John. A lot.
No, yes, they have. I don't know.
So I'm just telling you, I'm seeing both sides of the spectrum a lot different now than I was before. Very interesting.
It's good. I like this.
Very interesting.
Even our 90-Day Fiance recaps don't go 3 hours. So this.
Well, those couples. You know what I think? Why? Because we got 15 years history with these people. At 90 Day, it's like we have a year with them. You know what I mean?
Well, with 90 Day, it's like the same cast. It's
right.
They recycle casts, right? So it's the same storyline with just different people. Here we have the same people, and I would much rather talk about Housewives than 90 Day any day of the week. but no, you made some good points, and yeah, It's something to scratch your head about.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So it's going to be interesting to see it play out this season. That's all.
Well, I'm excited.
All right, we're at the 3-hour mark. Let's end this before.
Yeah, let's end it. We did really good.
We did. It's 5 after midnight, so we have to go.
Thank you, everyone, for staying in the chat with us.
Yeah.
John has something special planned on Friday, Saturday, maybe.
Before everybody leaves, first off, thank you guys. 3 hours for a Housewives live. I don't think we've ever talked Housewives for 3 hours at once ever. So that shows how engaged we are with each other. And I love it. And thank you. And I know I picked the right crew to be up here with me. So both of you, Brooklyn and Wicked, did phenomenal. Like, I've had people come up on my panels before, and they sucked, and you haven't seen them since. But you guys are amazing. I'm so happy that you're gonna be like my Housewives panelists.
Thank you.
You're the team. So thank you guys so much. You really delivered in every way possible. Like, you guys know yourself. All I wanted to do was go live with people that knew their Housewives, and these people clearly know their fucking shit. So they got our golden buzzers. So they know their stuff. Great job. Also, tomorrow we're going to be doing Sister Wives. Mm-hmm. I know who Christine's boyfriend is. So that's tomorrow night. And if you haven't watched, we're gonna try and cover the first 3 episodes of the first season of Sister Wives tomorrow, but I have a lot of tea tomorrow night.
I'll be here.
So that's tomorrow night at 9. Also, Friday night, it's not set in stone yet, so fuck that. Saturday night, I'll be live with Larissa, and it's gonna be like Larissa.
Okay, so what's tomorrow? I've got notes.
Larissa from 90 Day Fiance is going to admit why she lied about something in particular. Ooh. And that's going to be an amazing interview. I already set the live up. It's already on my channel. So please make sure that you're going to be there for that. Because
good week, John. Good week coming.
So Larissa's a Saturday, right?
Larissa's Saturday. Sister Wives is tomorrow on Thursday. Friday, I'm like, I don't want to say it yet because I haven't closed the deal on it yet, but Friday should be another crazy interview. I just don't want to say it yet because it's not like we haven't closed the book. So and I always go live at 9. So, but Saturday with Larissa is going to be insane. And it's stuff that Larissa's been holding back for a long time. And you're really gonna want to watch that if you're a 90 Day fan. And I think that's it. Friday's still up in the air, but I kind of think what's gonna happen with it. But yeah, that's the schedule for the next few days. And again, you guys were like phenomenal. I'm so happy that this worked out. Like, if I was not happy, we would not still be live 3 hours later.
3 hours.
So you guys were phenomenal. Great job.
Thank you.
I cannot wait to discuss this for the rest of the season and OC when it starts in a couple of weeks. This is my Housewives panel. Beverly Hills, OC, New Jersey, Atlanta, and New York Legacy.
By 2024, Wicked is going to walk around all of Kentucky speaking Italian.
I'm going to give you a crown.
You're going to have 5 gumadas too, Brooklyn.
All over. Gumada here, gumada there. She's going to be all over with the gumadas.
Word at work.
Yep.
She's going to be wearing the Sergio Tacchini jumpsuits.
Seriously. Sergio Tacchini, Sergio, all the surgeries were good.
Eating the gabagool.
Yep. She's gonna go watch Sopranos tomorrow night. Oh God.
What a great live, guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna end this now. Guys, thank you for the super chats and everything else. And I will see you guys tomorrow night for Sister Wives. And it's gonna be a doozy too. So thank you for me, for Cody, for Hope, Phoebe, and Georgie, for Wicked Wisdom and Brooklyn Girl. I bid you all a fondue. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.